So, to give a brief introduction to what we are going to be playing today, those that are familiar with the TFS at the table, we've done a couple of one-shots that I've hosted that feature a Powered by the Apocalypse system, which is essentially a 2d6 system. All you do is you roll 2d6 to determine the outcome of pretty much anything that you want to do. I have been building a system using the 2d6 system for the past better part of a year. I'd say a little over 9 months now. And today is the first real test game for it that we've been throwing together. The idea behind it is to have something that's incredibly modular and incredibly, I just want there to be a lot of freedom. There is no class system. There is perks that you can buy, but you don't, the only requirement for some perks is that there are certain prerequisites, like having a certain stat threshold to get some, or maybe having a previous perk in order to move on. But if you want to have a fighter that specializes in being social, you can do something like that. If you want to have somebody that is purely there to wield weapons, that is something you can do. But Jack of all trades is very much something I want to encourage. I want people to be able to do things that they want to be able to do. The goal is to be able to build a character that fits you for any situation you might want to play. This setting is going to be a cyberpunk setting for today's adventure, but as I was discussing with some of the players, I had a few other ideas in mind. One was going to be kind of this modern noir horror game. One could have been a far distant dystopian apocalypse setting, but we decided after talking with a bunch of people that cyberpunk would probably be the most fun thing to go with to show off what we have going. So I hope everybody is ready. We'll take small breaks here and there as we need to explain certain mechanics as we go along. And just as a quick note, this is essentially the first game I am running with this system, so there will be adjustments made before the final product, but this is essentially what the next TFS at the table campaign is going to be run using the system of once it is fully refined. But yeah, with all of that, are you guys ready to roll?
Yeah.
The year is 2888. The United Corporate Conglomerate reigns supreme. The government is essentially an administrative oligarchy. People are regarded basically by how much they can contribute to the economy. As such, there is a high disparity between the haves and have-nots. Many of the nicer cities are sectioned off from the world, walled off utopian gardens that most people will never likely see unless they work their way up the chain of citizenship. The country still must maintain order and prosperity in the less fortunate districts. Unfortunately, many of these cities became overwhelmed with criminal gangs with enough money and power to buy off local officials to maintain their little fiefdoms. That is when the government instituted the Model Citizen Ordinance, which allowed the formation of privately owned mercenary companies by citizens of the country in order to take on contracts approved by the government in the goal of keeping the peace. Forming a company can be dangerous, but it gives you access to materials that the average citizen can't legally acquire, and the field can be quite lucrative. Our story begins in the city of Neon Vista, a bustling metropolis. We see a German Shepherd mutt traipsing around the streets. Its tail wags as it sniffs the air. Its 3 legs and 1 cybernetic limb trot along as it walks past the gates of a little workshop with a big rusty sign out front that reads, Mumbles Motor Garage, and hanging from that rusty sign, painted on a tarp, you can see the words, and clinic, as it wafts in the breeze. The dog sniffs and wanders over to a rundown couch on which a very large man with electric red hair is sitting, thumbing through a back issue of Cybergirls, gripped in his massive cybernetic arms. A stim stick crackles its blue light as he grips it on the front right side of his mouth. This man is Ginji Gunshiken, though most know him by his alias, Wild. The dog tentatively grabs a slice of pizza out of the open box sitting on the couch next to the man's left. As the dog turns its attention to the sounds of fists smacking into a heavy bag at the back of a room, a short, wiry man with spiky black hair and a series of shrapnel scars lining his hairless chest. He pauses to wipe sweat off of his forehead with an equally scarred-up right arm. He was never given a proper name, but chooses to go by Lil Smack. The sounds of a door opening and closing then draws the dog attention to a back room. As he finishes scarfing down that slice of pizza, he happily wanders in, wagging, as in walks a curvy, gray-haired young woman with a parcel in her hands that she sets down on a cluttered desk. Her long gray hair hangs in a series of braids. This woman has had many names in her time, but now simply goes by Poppy. She shakes her head as she walks over to the corner of a room where a disheveled man snores, with his head resting in his arms, his medium-length wild black hair on his balding head, and a scraggly chin-strap beard. His name is Vincent Van Cleef, but everyone knows him as Mumbles. The dog jumps up onto the table, licks the face of the man, waking him from his slumber.
Scrap.
The dog licks you multiple times as you scratch him behind his ear.
Good.
The dog looks up to you, Poppy, as it hops down off the table, knowing that it shouldn't be there. In front of both of you is a computer monitor, or a comm station. Mumbles, you fell asleep here waiting essentially for your first assignment, as you are now Neon Vista's newest certified MCO. You've been waiting for your first assignment, which the government basically sends out to test you, after which you will be given essentially free reign to operate as you see fit within your city, or within your district. A pulsing blue light indicates that there is a message waiting for you.
All right, then Mumbles will go ahead and check out the message. If it's an audio message, he'll play it. If it's a text message, he'll read it.
As you turn on the screen, you see a very clean, clean-shaven, proper man. Bald head. He seems like his skin is absolutely flawless. He wears a white blazer with a white undershirt and a pin signifying his station as an administrator within the government on his lapel. As this company has recently been certified, you have been granted a trial to undergo. It has come to our attention that rumors have been circulating that a local cartel is trying to pass off bootleg cerebral comm chips as a highly valuable brand. As such, actions will demonstrate the profit margins and cannot be tolerated. You are to seek out the perpetrators located somewhere in the Via Viola district and cease their operations by any means available to you. You must report back with your success, or not at all. He then reaches out and the screen...
Did everyone hear that?
Only the people in the back room heard that. You are currently working out, and Wild is currently reading porn.
Mm-hmm.
Mumbles reaches up, he grabs a bell, and he rings it, giving everybody a heads up that there's work to be done.
From the back room, you hear the ding, 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 ding.
Yo, Wild, put down the porn. I think we got work.
What are you
Doing squats.
Doing squats. Doing squats, man. You gotta do squats.
Oh god, they're at it again.
Squats.
I always do squats. Some people skip leg day. I don't skip any day.
You argue as you make your way into the back room.
Yeah, just sort of just sort of tosses his porn mag onto his desk or something. That's rare.
Wild, you actually have to like kind of tilt yourself a quarter of the way in order to get through the doorway. Your back is just too big.
Oh, my back is too damn big. I have to walk sideways through doors.
That's not good.
Mumbles turns the monitor so that they can see it, and he plays the message so that they can see it themselves with a little bit of a
that
smirk.
guy's got to be loaded. Look how clean those clothes look.
Yeah, fucking corpse, man. I don't like it.
Wild, as they get to the end of the message, your knowledge of the local gangs lets you know that the Via Viola district happens to be the operating turf of the Chortles, one of the local gangs. But there are many other smaller gangs that operate under their umbrella in that district as well.
The Chortles, eh?
Via Viola, that's Chortle territory.
And what exactly do we know about the Chortles?
Ain't nothing to laugh at, that's for sure.
Go ahead and give me a roll plus smarts there, Poppy,
Okay.
to reference your own.
Would I be able to do this as well, given my knowledge?
So just 8.
8?
Yep.
What you know about the Chortles are essentially they are one of the 3 large gangs that operates in this city. You have the Chortles, the Dim Mak, and the Virtual Death. The Chortles are they operate pretty well within this seems kind of up their alley, the whole bootlegging thing. They sell a lot of pirated technology and bum software and various other illicit things, but this is probably a good sign that they're one of the crews that you're looking for here, or at least one of the ones that are operating under their umbrella.
Well, I would think that the Chortles are the best place to start then. There seems like this would be something that would be right up their alley.
Do we know where their
we're
alley
finally
is?
getting the job, huh?
Well, hopefully that is. If we survive it.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Yeah, I'm gonna go make sure that the engine's working on the vehicle. I'm so jazzed. I'm so jazzed. And he's just kind of like,
Yeah, Wild will start nodding and grinning and tapping his large metal finger on the desk almost impatiently.
Mumbles is going to grab his baseball bat and he's walking after Lil Smack.
hey, where you going with that baseball?
Yeah.
Put the bat down. Put the bat down. Put it down. Okay.
Finally.
Put the bat down.
I'm excited. Let's fucking go. And he
Wild,
reaches
stop
back and he
encouraging
grabs
this.
the double barrel. No, I am gonna encourage it all the fucking way, man. Yeah, I'm so excited. He reaches under his desk and grabs a double-barreled shotgun and slings it into a hip holster.
All right. You travel to the back of the garage after locking up shop, shuttering the front gates, throwing up a sign, be back soon. You have a what could ostensibly be described as a cyberpunk hippie van, because that's the only thing that Wild will fit into.
Yeah. Get in the back. Gotta open up the double bar doors for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The double barn doors actually have on the inside of them equipped a minigun. It's holstered to the vehicle, of course.
Okay,
For now.
Poppy
now.
sighs very heavily. Is all of this really necessary? I feel like we might as well have sirens on as we drive in.
No. Who says we're gonna pull up nearby? Not exactly where we're going. You know how it is. You know what you gotta do? You gotta drive slow, like it's no big deal. You don't rush anywhere. You gotta drive slow. You get there, you pull up nearby, and you walk the rest of the way.
He says as he slams the ignition and
Yeah, man, I'm really glad I got rid of the muffler on this thing.
it roars.
Oh, I can
literally
tell
said-
this is going to go brilliantly.
Mumbles
begin-
is already rubbing his temple. But he sits in the back with the toolkits, and he's ready to go.
All right, you guys hit the road and you begin driving your way to the Villa Viola district. Yeah, Lil Smack is kind of swerving and driving between traffic. He is an experienced driver, though there are several near misses. Lots of people honk angrily at you as you drive along. You pull up in front of the one of the 5 very large high-rises in the city that happens to be the Villa Viola district. Find a place to park just around the street. As you wander out, this very large skyrise, about the size of one city block, 100 stories tall, is the home of approximately 10,000 citizens. The lower levels of districts like this mainly are comprised of shops ranging from clothing, food markets, dining halls, but mostly pawn shops and junk dealers. You wander in. The district itself is fairly bustling this time of day in the early afternoon. As you look around, there's a very large, corridor that you wander through. Several homeless people looking for handouts. As you wander by, a bunch of urchins just playing around, running unsupervised. It's essentially chaos in here. As you look around this lower level, some people trying to wander off to make their way to their jobs, some people looking for a good mark to pick the pocket of. You got a very large mix of people wandering around.
How far away are we from the location we're trying to aim for?
You are in the district. It's just this very, very large building that you are currently on the bottom floor of.
I'd like, where... Okay, here's $1 million question. Is there a sign that says parking? Public?
You parked on the street.
Is it paid parking, or is it that dystopian?
Any, you know what? Go ahead and give me a roll plus wits.
Okay, that's 0, so what's a roll? That's just 2d6?
You roll 2d6, and
roll.
whatever your result is, whatever you get.
7.
All right. You managed to find a spot with a broken parking meter. Or at the very least, you'll probably be able to convince somebody that it was broken when you got there.
I'm just imagining how bent up it is.
Yeah, it's
Broke is
banged up
broke.
pretty hard.
Oh no, I can't put my money in.
I need no more convincing.
Oh, I'm trying to put like $1 in, doesn't fit. Ah, what are you gonna do? You know? Ah, shit.
Yeah, as you
Gotta
wander
slam your cred
around.
stick in there.
But as you wander around, getting a good look at the people in the area, there is a large mix. It's kind of hard for you to gauge who all you should be keeping your eyes out for down here. Now, this is a portion of the game where feel free to ask me questions. I will either give you a direct answer, or you can roll to figure out something.
What does Little Smack remember? Because he grew up in Neo Viola. What does he remember about the Chortles? Does he know anything about?
You grew up in Neo Vista. The most you know about the Chortles is they're a group that you don't necessarily want to get involved with. You have run errands for people that run errands for them before, but
2 layers down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. No worries. Okay, that's it for me.
Is there any way Poppy could be listening into a conversation that might be relevant?
go ahead and give me a roll plus wits. as you're perceiving the area about you.
Ooh, 6.
There are many conversations happening around you as you're trying to tune into each of them. Some people are just kind of gabbing about the latest news on the hollow web. Some people are... you hear a lot of people like begging for money around you, but nothing that could direct you to what you're looking for.
There's too much chatter. I can't hear anything specific.
What?
Oh, Lord.
Wild will sort of lean over a Mumble's shoulder and just say, hey, you point anybody out, I'll go talk to him.
Mumbles nods a couple times.
If you know what I'm saying. I'm implying that I'm going to rough him up.
Lenny, is there a, like, any kind of terminals nearby? Any place that, like, access to, like, a computer network or anything like that?
Yeah. There are definitely a couple of public terminals around here that somebody with the proper skills would be able to hook themselves into the system itself, the closed network system that the Villa Viola runs off of.
Mumbles looks over towards Wild, thinks for a moment. I use my non-verbal communication perk to basically relay a message to him. Check the runners. They would have runners on the streets.
That might be a little too complex for nonverbal. Nonverbal is very like, hey, move over there, or come here, or get out of here.
One just runners.
I will use my nonverbal communication skill to
Oh, man.
nod back, got it. And I will go looking around for one of these runners, and Wild sort of walks. He's got like a John Moxley almost sort of gait to him.
He's a different kind of
rolls
cat.
his shoulders constantly.
All right, so you're looking around for suspicious individuals.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's a
Let's see
roll
what we
plus.
can find.
That is a wits roll.
Roll plus wits. Let's see here.
Trying to read the room.
That's gonna be an 8.
With an 8, you manage to as you're glancing the room, getting a read on the room, just kind of looking around, walking amongst the crowd. Most people are trying to stay away from. Most people are trying to like stay out of your viewing range, or definitely breaking eye contact with you. You do see over in a bit of a shadowy corner, kind of like a little alleyway that would lead to one of the many exits of this district, or down into one of the many shopping centers, a behooded individual chatting with, looks like John Q. Rube, basically, as the Rube guy is just kind of looking around very shiftily. The guy in the hoodie is just like, keep your fucking cool, you know? And they kind of wander into the back, and they kind of wander back into the shadowy area.
I will, if I'm not too far away from the rest of the group, I will nonverbal communication, just tilt my head over to these guys and say something's up.
Yeah, you're easily able to make eye contact with any of your party, as you are, you're 7'1" and standing in a crowd of people. You're very easy to point out. But yeah, you nod your head towards the alleyway and start wandering off that way.
Yep.
I'll follow with him. Give him some backup.
Stealthy. You gotta sneak up on them all like.
I'll
You know
keep
what I'm saying, right,
distance,
Doc?
but follow.
All right, you keep
before
a
we-
comfortable distance.
Before we head out, real quick, I actually wanted to do something before we head out. Is it possible right now, or is it too late?
Honestly, splitting the party is it's not necessarily recommended, but it's something that you're very easily able to do. There can be people in multiple different locations at any time going off here. So
pretty much, my thing. Little Smack wants to stay with his wonderful Scooby-Doo van with the chain gun, and hey, so you guys are going in?
You guys are going in there? Is that what your plan is?
You left the car some time ago. Yeah, you guys wandered into the thoroughfare of the district by now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Shit. Never mind then.
Sorry. You can go back to your car, or you could have stayed there.
Yeah, that was the one thing. So, we were parking a fucking vehicle with a giant chain gun in the back, so in a problematic neighborhood. So part of me is like, all right, so someone needs to guard the car, the getaway mobile. He's just walking halfway. Wait, hold on. Who's gonna stay with the car? Who's gonna stay with the car?
Well, it sounds like it's going to be you.
Oh, son of a... Oh, God, but I want to be on the first...
Go sit with your toys.
How do you get in contact with me, though? You gonna give me a ring ding?
You have a phone, and I have a chip built in my brain, so I think we can talk.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go by the car, make sure none of the urchins take the chain gun. God, just kicks his feet out.
Have fun.
Come on. He's knocking over shit on the way down the alley. This sucks, man.
Just out there polishing the car.
Just barking at every little kid. Can I touch it? Get away!
Go away!
Go away! Sucks,
50
man.
credits,
God,
something goes wrong.
100.
I only got 50. I spend it all on booze and poon. What? What else would I spend it on?
Fucking Connor! I almost made me spit out my Pellegrino.
Mumbles just smiles and he keeps on walking.
So Wild, you do your best
Poppy
to
pretends she hears nothing.
So Wild, you do your best to remain inconspicuous while trying to tail these gentlemen.
Just stomp.
You wander in past basically a series of junk dealers and pawn shops, and you can finally they all wander into a very particular pawn shop that goes by the name of Jimmy Allright's All Right Pawn Shop.
I understood that reference.
As you peer around the corner into the shop, you can see them chatting with the owner, who he's a Weasley-looking man. Patchy brown hair, one lazy eye. He has a cybernetic hand at the end of his left arm that just so happens to be a right hand. You can't quite make out their conversation from outside the shop, but you see him go to the back room and come back and give a parcel to the Rube gentleman, who seems very elated to have received what he has. And he begins to exit the shop. The shady individual has brief words with Jimmy. As the Rube walks by you, who's standing outside the shop, he very quickly glances at you like the size of that lad, but then when he notices that you're looking at him, just looks away, looks straight down, and increases his pace.
I look at Mumbles real quick and non-verbally, should I stop him?
Nod. Check it.
Stomps up behind the guy.
You catch him as he's beginning to walk by Poppy, who has caught his eye. He's got that lingering male gaze going on as he feels the concussive boot stomps behind him. He freezes in place. He turns very slowly and shakily, looks up at you. Hi. I'm sorry. Did I was.
Well, howdy do, friend. I couldn't help but notice you were staring at my lady friend right here.
Oh,
why don't you and me, we have a little chat, and I'll grab him by the shoulder, and I'll sort of bring him into an alley that looks secluded.
You throw your arm around him and begin walking around the side of the shop.
We're gonna have a nice, friendly little powwow, right, buddy? Hey, so what's your name?
I don't have many credits, but I'll give you what I have.
Well, that's bad. Well, I'm gonna introduce myself. My name's Wild. You want to know why they gave me that nickname?
He just stares at you in stunned silence, not sure what's going on.
What's in the bag, fuckhead?
Oh, it's a gift from my daughter. She was looking for the latest comm chip, but they're sold out everywhere. You snatch the bag from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's far too small and scared to stop you.
Would I know what the chortles deal in illicitly?
You know that there are many facets of their operation. They deal in a lot of stim drugs. They deal in a lot of stolen technology. Basically anything they can get their tentacles in, they will deal in. And the things that they try not to deal in are things that some of the other gangs are also prominently known for. Basically, a lot of the gangs in this city have a kind of an agreement to stay out of each other's businesses.
Honor among thieves.
Yeah, as best as they can. I mean, this honor gets broken quite a bit, but it's always with plausible deniability. Always through affiliate gangs, never on their own. So they can just say, oh, these guys went off on their own and did this. This was on them, so, go ahead and kill them.
I'll look in the bag.
Inside is essentially just an immaculate Pellegrino comm system 3.5. The very top of the line, new shit.
Hold out a hand.
I'll hand it over to Mumbles.
Mumbles will check it and make sure if it's bootleg, if it's stolen, or if it will actually friggin' work.
All right, Mumbles, you crack open the seal. The man seems to protest for a moment until he looks back up at Wild and then just takes his finger down.
Just sort of grins and notices that his teeth are filed down like shark's teeth.
He just watches as Mumbles very slowly and meticulously opens it up. Go ahead and give me a smarts check there, Mumbles.
That is an 11.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, as you're looking at this thing, it works. It'll work just fine, but it is not the there are some kind of shady looking bits about it. It's definitely not the product that it claims to be. It's close enough that the undiscerning eye would not be able to tell, but it definitely works. The comm chip itself will work. It just looks like it's a couple generations older than it's claiming to be. And, unfortunately, do you have you have a smart device that you can kind of test this thing with.
Mm-hmm.
You wish to do that as well?
Sure.
Yeah, the software seems like a cracked version of the current operating system, but it looks like it's been modified in some ways.
Is there any way that I can determine how it's been modified?
That will be another smarts check.
Okie doke. Another 11.
Wow.
Hot damn.
And the same allocation, too. That's crazy.
Damn.
As you are piecing through this thing's code, there's definitely been some augmentation to the communications array. Mm-hmm. The parts that would interact with the... it looks like they kind of jailbroke through and found a way to essentially affect the human brain in some way while this is being used. It's hard to tell exactly what that would be, because that would that kind of goes beyond your skill set, but it's certainly something that you've been looking into. This is something that can go from essentially the human mind interacting with it in order to do communications like, anybody else's communication chip, to being able to influence the human mind.
Can we question the guy to see if he actually is getting that as a gift, or
Oh, absolutely. As you wander into the alley, again, he's doing his best to maintain his composure, but trying to drift his eyes away from Wild's, and you are hard not to look at, while Wild is very hard to look at, and he's just trying to be very respectful in this situation, so he's trying to look at nobody.
well, aren't you sweet? See, you've gotten yourself into a bit of a pickle, and we have reason to believe that you have something you shouldn't have. So why don't you just go ahead and tell us everything that you know about this tiny device you have?
Go ahead and give him a charm roll.
I got 11.
Nice.
Damn.
As you are speaking to him in a very, a much friendlier tone, being the very good cop to Wild's, well, Wild cop. He sort of like,
Crazy.
he sort of like blushes like, well, well, my daughter's birthday's coming up, and she really wants the newest Pellegrino model, but they're sold out everywhere, and they're so expensive, but a friend of mine told me that maybe I'd be able to find some at that pawn shop, and well, he was right, and I just want to make her day special, you know?
Oh,
Since she lost her mother.
a friend, eh? So who is this friend of
His name's Jack.
Jack? And how do you know Jack?
He was a friend of mine. He used to work at a store I managed, but he had to get fired for stealing from the till.
Now that doesn't sound like a very trustworthy man, does it?
Well, I mean, not usually. I mean, I thought he was going to try to scam me, but he got it.
Well, why don't you tell me everything that you know about your friend Jack and his dealings outside of your work?
I didn't really ask many questions about the stuff that he did when he wasn't at the shop. You know, I know he sometimes runs with a couple of rough characters, but nothing more than that. I mean, he's probably still around here if you wanted to ask him.
That would be great.
Couple of rough characters, huh?
I mean, nothing like you, sir.
No, you're damn right.
So
Am
you
I gonna
might
be
as
okay?
well- You'll be fine if you tell us where Jack went.
We'll see.
He was just in the shop before we came here. I don't know if he's still there or not.
Sorry,
And
Nick.
you're not telling us anything, are you?
Oh no! I told you everything I know here.
Poppy turns and starts walking to the store immediately.
Mumbles will hold up the item to him. He points at it. Messes with brain. And he hands it over. He's basically Mumbles is pretty much trying to warn him that it's going to mess with the brain.
Go ahead and roll plus charm. Your words can come across as many different things.
Oh
Okay.
no.
9.
9? All right. He seems to like look at you, trying to glance at, trying to be polite, and just kind of nods. Yeah. You can tell he's still very scared, as Wild's hand has not left his shoulder.
Just got a firm grip. Yeah, don't go buying bootleg bullshit for your daughter.
Right.
Fucking hear me?
Yes, sir.
Family important.
Hey.
Do we are we letting him go or
God, I hope so.
Yeah. One thing. You never saw or talked to any of us. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.
Pat him on the back.
The pat basically like makes some air exit his lungs.
Uh-huh. Have a nice day.
He looks at like the ripped open wrapping in his hands and the chip in the other. What the fuck?
Ah, shit. I'm sorry about that.
All right. Poppy, you've made your way into the shop. The behooded gentleman isn't in there, but the bell rings as you walk in. The little chime, ding. The man looks up behind the desk. Ah, hello. Welcome to Jimmy Allright's All Right Pawn Shop, where the prices are adequate.
Wow, hello, Jimmy. I was just wondering if you had any of those new Pellegrino models.
Why, who sent you? He says as his one working eye seems to glance all about.
Do I need a reference?
I mean, it helps to know that who referred you to this fine establishment, so that I can properly award them for the customer reward system.
Oh, well, his name is Jack.
Really? Go ahead and roll plus charm.
Okay. Oh. That is a 12.
Well, you're definitely Jack's type. I'll tell you that much. You just looking for one, or
As many as you have.
well, well, I'm gonna have to talk to my supplier on that one. I could get you like maybe 2 or 3, but yeah, all of them. That'd be irresponsible of me. You know, I've gotta supply and demand. You know.
I understand. But how about selling me some at wholesale? I can even buy direct from the supplier and give you a cut.
Oh, this is my business. I did the wholesale buying, and then I sell, and then would you like a job? I could interest you, maybe like a little side cut of this.
I would love that. Please tell me more.
Well, if you're looking to help distribute this, like I said, we got that customer rewards system going on. I'd gladly, let you in on that, and we could, make a nice little split of the revenue, and
That does sound nice, but I do need to know a little bit more about the supplier, if you don't mind.
As you attempt to wile him, go ahead and give me another charm roll.
Okay.
Wild's just got his ear pressed to the wall. Come on, something go wrong.
7.
I mean, my guy's a bit on the upper side. He's a little hard to deal with at times, though you might not have many issues with the talking to him as much as I do, but he trusts me, so I can't just go giving names. I'm sorry. You understand his business, right?
I don't know. I mean, what is it? Wild is outside?
Yeah, Wild is essentially have his ear up to the window.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just
kind of like back to the door, just like listening in.
Well, since we are talking business, Wild, come on in.
Oh, you ain't going nowhere. And like Gamagori from Kill la Kill, he lurches into the store.
Thank you. That's who I've been imagining. That or the main guy from the box art of Battleborn. Okay, that's
Howdy,
what I
folks.
Jimmy's eyes widen as you walk in. Oh boy.
You must be Jimmy.
Hi, welcome to Jimmy All Right Pawn Shop, where the prices are adequate.
Oh, I'm fucking
Now,
glad to be
Jimmy.
here.
I know that you and I are going to have a delightful business partnership, so I need things to go smoothly starting now.
Like Platinum. He crosses his hands over in front of her and cracks his knuckles.
Okay. Go ahead. First, Wild. Go ahead and give me a strength roll or body roll, real check. Body check.
I actually have something, intimidation tactics,
Yep.
where I can roll on body instead of charm.
Yep, that's what I'm referring to. Intimidation
All right.
tactics.
This is gonna be plus my body. It's gonna be an 11.
Oh my god!
Oh, you took the cybernetic bolstering for your strength. Yeah, this big wall of a man stands shadowing over Jimmy, who's now kind of like dripping with sweat as basically in JoJo fashion, you see the word death written over the face of Wild. Hi. Okay, look, they run a club. They run a club up on the 10th floor, okay? Just
Calm down.
I can't!
Should I get on my knees or something? Will that calm you down, or so he'll just sort of like sit on his knees, but he's still as tall as Poppy.
They run a club. Just give them, just tell them that you're looking for the latest Pellegrino model, and you're here to help. I'm sure they'll. Oh my god, I'm lightheaded.
It's
Oh my
okay.
god.
Keep breathing.
I'm trying.
Just focus on me. So
Okay.
you just need to tell me all that I need to do. Pellegrino, 10th floor club, right?
Yes. He'll be in the VIP section.
And go on.
Just please don't tell him I sent you.
Oh,
just-
we were never here, and that goes both ways, Jimmy.
Okay. Yeah. Never here. Ugh.
Thank you so much for your time, Jimmy. Wild, we have places to be.
Right you are, sweet cheeks. And he'll sort of do like a Matt Hardy bite, lurch forward at Jimmy.
Go ahead and roll intimidation one more time here. Roll plus
Oh, no.
spotty.
No,
It's gonna be another 11.
He faints.
Jesus.
see,
Ah,
this guy
shit.
went down to that store and made the owner shit his britches.
Is there any way I could reach him from here?
Oh, absolutely. Your arm's big enough to basically your arm's big enough to reach past that counter.
I'll pick him up by the shirt and like set him up right. And looks like he just fell asleep at his desk.
Yeah, you lean him up against the back wall, against the gun rack on the back wall.
Night,
Poppy put-
night.
Poppy puts sunglasses on and pats him on the head.
Damn, I love watching you work. It's crazy. It's like you beat up their insides or the head or something.
And you beat up their outsides. We're a perfect team.
It's true. I really do.
Hey, Nick, could you cut to Little Smack real fast?
I
got
absolutely will. I had a thing actually.
something. Oh, never mind then. Okay, just do
No,
your thing.
Lil Smack, what are you up to right now out by the
Chasing
car?
off all the urchins, trying to touch the car.
Okay, so you're
Get
just
away!
saying.
No, get away! Get away! No! Shoo! I have no money. Okay? Get out of here.
You see kids out there with their fancy skateboards doing ollies and stuff, and they keep like circling around you.
The bullies from The Simpsons.
Well,
Basically.
go in there, loser. Oh boy.
Go ahead and give me a wits roll, actually, as all these kids are surrounding you.
Oh no, not wits roll.
8.
One of them managed to nick your keys,
Oh,
and
you son of a bitch!
he starts to run back into the district.
Motherfucker!
Okay, I'm looking at my abilities to see if I got anything that can speed up a cat, little fucker.
Essentially, the best thing you can do to try to catch him. Go ahead and give me a body roll.
A body roll? Okay. So it's +2.
Roll plus body.
13!
Oh,
As the kid is entering the main thoroughfare of the like basically the promenade of this city block, you tackle him to the ground and snatch your keys out of his hands.
what?
The kid's like,
Hey.
"Ah, get off me, you old
Hey,
freak!"
hey, guess what? You know what really sucks more than this? I
You?
kick him in the gut as hard as I can.
Okay.
I want that
this
little
is-
kid to go flying.
Go ahead and roll plus body.
It's fine, guys. You can kill any sea creatures we ever want.
This
What
is
am I rolling, plus
this
body
is an
again?
attack. Yep.
7.
Yeah, you kick him right in the gut. Let's see. Yeah, you deal 1 damage to this kid as you just like kick him square, hard, straight in the gut. Fuck
He's
you,
gonna
old
get down
man!
He's gonna get down to 1 freaking knee, and then he's gonna put his right hand right in front of the guy's face, and the blade comes out. And the blade comes right out of his wrist, under his fist.
All right,
No,
you're
no,
now you're threatening the life of a 12-year-old. I want to put
No,
that
no,
out
no,
there.
no, no. Just remember, I could have whipped this out, and I didn't, kid. So be glad you only got a kick in the goddamn gut, and don't have you and any of your mates come by my freaking vehicle again. Do you understand me?
He's staring at the blade, but from about 50 yards away, down to the left of you, you hear the telltale of a patrolman's siren.
Blade goes away.
As you can see, this essentially this officer in his dark blue and silver uniform running straight at you. Stop right there! Stop harassing that child! And he starts giving chase to you hardcore.
Oh, gee. Is there a window nearby?
Yes, there's a window into a shop. Actually, a restaurant. There is a kind of an open counter that leads into a restaurant where you can kind of smell this sort of Chinese Indian cooking coming out of.
Okay, he's gonna jump into that place real fast here.
All right, go ahead and roll plus body.
Shit! 7!
You dive through the window, but you kind of tackle a
Window!
shuffle. Yeah, you dive through the window, but you tackle like somebody who's bringing food up for like, who ordered calculate? Put down, fucking! As you tackle to the ground this man, and you start trying to scramble back to your feet and back through the kitchen of this area.
I Scooby-Doo and Shaggy style get to my feet and try running in place to get away. You know that
start-
sound. You know the sound I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
the Hanna-Barbera bongos.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and run through the back of the restaurant. I'm going to run through the kitchen and out the back.
All right.
But while
you-
I do that, I'm going to try and tip over all the boiling water onto the floor to create a hazard.
Okay, you do so, hearing angry shouts in various languages. Mosti Partanino!
I don't speak your language. I'm sorry.
As you
I'm
start
really
like
sorry,
throwing shit over and tipping over shelves, as you bust your way into what looks to be like kind of a back corridor of this building. If you've ever been behind the scenes of a mall, it's just this concrete corridor with a bunch of other corridors that lead into the back of every shop.
I go left.
All right, you start booking it to the left. You seem to have lost your pursuers, or your pursuer in this effect, but as you continue to run around,
Where the hell am I?
do you
This
want to
isn't where I parked my car.
do you want to check the door that you're by?
Yes.
All right, you crack the door open, and you can see what essentially looks like the kind of like an office room, the back of a shop. There's a vault in here, like a little safe vault in here, a desk with a bunch of cluttered stuff, and a box that's been cracked open, filled with the newest model Pellegrino communication device.
It's just a whole box labeled with it?
Yeah, there appears to be a couple missing from the top of it, but yeah, there's just a box kind of full of this device that you've been told to look out for.
How many boxes are there? Just one?
There is one box containing it's about like 3/4 full, so it has maybe about 20 to 25 remaining inside of it.
Now, above game, what was the mission? Was to get all of them or to find them?
The mission was to stop them from going out onto the streets. Basically, you're just told to shut down whatever operation is distributing these bootleg devices.
Okay. Scratches his head. Oh, this is not what I was expecting, but okay. He just kind of grabs the whole box and looks around. Is there anything flammable?
Yes, there are lots of papers on the desk. There are pretty much almost everything except for the desk itself in this office and the walls that are made of concrete.
Is there any
flammable.
spare bags or another, like any kind of container in this warehouse area?
It's not a warehouse. It's just a small
Back room.
office.
Is there...
Yeah, you could. They keep some of their storage back here, so you can find like a garbage bag that you can throw some shit into.
Okay, so I want to grab the garbage bag, and I'm immediately going to start taking everything. I'm going to take everything out of that cardboard box marked for... Is it marked with the actual Pellegrino brand?
The box itself is not, but the boxes on the inside all are they all look like they're legit.
Okay, so I'm just going to speed this up as quick as I can. I'm going to take everything out of the box, put it in a bag. I'm going to take everything on that desk, crumple it up, including pencils, any little pieces of wire. I'm going to throw it in that box, and then I am going to... Oh, boy. I am going to go out that back door. I'm going to look both ways before crossing the street, though. Don't you worry. I'm going to look left and right to see if the fuzz is watching.
Okay. Don't see anybody in that back hallway as you look out. There's one other door in that room, and it seems to lead out towards the front of the shop.
Okay, so like I'm going to go out into that hallway again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take that box full of all that random crap, and I'm going to goddamn light that thing on fire.
All right, so you basically take out a lighter and you light the office on fire?
No, I'm going to light the box on fire out in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
Just the box. Just the box.
The box is now burning out in the hallway.
Perfect. And I put the bag over my shoulder, and I start walking back towards my car.
All right. You start to try to find your wherewithal looking outside every now and again. Unfortunately, this back area does not have a good exit to the outside of the building. So eventually you have to make your way back into the corridor. And
Shit. Is the thing still on fire? Fuck.
yeah, and the area is starting to... I mean, you're far past it. You just started walking, but, you're walking
here is what, because now that Lil Smack realizes what he's done, he's like, okay. Goes back to that office again. Is there a door out of that office out to the front of the store?
Yes.
Okay, he just braces himself, takes in 3 deep breaths. Opens it up. Fire! Fire in the back! Fire in the back! And then Lil Smack
Wild and Poppy and Mumbles. Somehow, Lil Smack comes storming out of the back room of this pawn shop, screaming "Fire!"
Fire!
as you were leaving.
Oh my god! Hey!
Wild smacks Mumbles in the chest. You owe me 100 credits.
Hey! What crazy world we live in here? Go run! The whole place there's a fire in the back. Some nefarious no good doer did it.
Oh,
As you say that, a bunch of fire signals start going off, and the sprinklers. You can hear the sprinklers kick up in the back office as Jimmy starts to kind of like jostle. Asmo, there is a man to your right as you come out the door who's just kind of like leaning against the wall.
That's absolutely
Is that a snake guy?
Yeah, it is. The future has
so much
slicing.
alike. It's odd.
Yes, the
Little
fire
smack.
alarm. The fire alarm in this area is now going off.
I immediately just throw the bag at Mumbles, underhand, like. Ah!
Mumbles, you are tossed a trash bag filled with all of those, filled with a bunch of those knockoff communication chips.
Okay.
Poppy sees the trash bag and is like, please don't tell me that's actual trash.
No. It's just all that stuff we were supposed to. I'm guessing we're saying this while we're lightly jogging away from the danger.
Oh, I'm leaving.
Yeah, all of you are making your way out of there as officials and some uniformed individuals are like storming down that way to make sure the fire is contained. I almost said Asmo. Lil Smack.
You did say asthma a couple times.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Shit,
Something
my
that,
bad.
Dude, it's
It
fine.
happens. All right.
Yeah, it's fine, dude. It's literally fine. I figured that was gonna happen for everybody. I've
Well-
resisted calling them Denier and Wolfgang twice.
All right. Well, Lil Smack, as you are making your way through, you can see the individual that was originally chasing you down among their number. Go ahead and give me a wits roll to try to blend in and stay out of his eye shot.
8.
Oh, everybody?
Just him, because
Okay.
he's the one that made trouble and threatened a 12-year-old.
That makes sense.
Child stole my shit.
Well, that specific dude.
He seems to notice you and wants to give chase, but he realizes there's something more important happening, even though you can see in his eyes, like, you fucking did this. As he continues to, like, go to try to fight the fire. He just points at you. As you guys continue to make your way away, the rest of the group informs you of everything they learned.
Yeah, no, I was just running after. I had to stop that one person from stealing from me, and I just ran into the store, ran around, and it just bumped into the back of the store. And lo and behold, what do I come upon? But none other than the freaking thing we're looking for, right? And that's the place where you guys was.
You don't
So-
whip out a blade on a kid, dude.
Well, the kid,
Come on.
hey, I could have whipped the blade out on the kid and put it in the kid, but I didn't do that because that's not what I do.
No, but you
I just
did whip the blade out in public. I mean, I could fucking do that. I mean, like.
Hey,
you
no,
did all
don't
right
you
with
don't
the-
sit there and
You gotta
judge
teach
me
a little
when
shit a
you
lesson.
when you are a walking, talking tank. Okay, I'm 5'4". I gotta prove how tough I am.
Oh,
If
God.
that means I gotta whip out a blade on a kid taller than me, so be it. Okay.
Yeah, I am a walking tank, and somehow I am better at this than you. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe take some pointers.
There are a bunch of really, there are a couple really uncomfortable people in this elevator as you are going upwards.
Just turn around. What?
We're in an elevator.
Yeah, you've been having this conversation and you're on your way up to the 10th floor. I'm assuming to make your
yeah,
way
you
to
Got
the
got
something
club.
to fucking talk about, huh? Talk about dinner. What's for dinner tonight?
Pasta.
Yeah.
Pasta.
Spaghetti and
Thank you for
meatballs.
sharing. Oh, God.
Talk about your spaghetti and meatballs.
Maybe we could talk about
All
how
right.
fucking giant you are in this goddamn elevator. How about they talk about that?
It's really cramped. They need to account for people like me.
No one can account for people like you.
Yeah, that's sort of the point.
As you eventually make it up to the 10th floor, you start looking for the club that Jimmy Allwright gave you the directions to, and you find yourself in front of the neon encrusted, or the neon platted guys of the Chuckle Hut.
The Chuckle Hut.
That's good shit right there. That's good shit right there.
The bouncer out front looks you over. You can hear the pulsing tunes coming from inside. Business. This bouncer, while nowhere near as big as Wild, also is lined on either side by two very large cybernetic arms. He looks
Oh.
very gorilla-ish with how big his arms are in proportion to the rest of his body.
Poppy turns around very quickly to look at the group and be like, Please, for the love of God, let me speak to him first.
Just holds his hands up.
All right.
Listen, I just do what I'm told.
Then
He'll just
stay
pull his
put
hood up.
and shut up, please.
Okay.
Poppy turns around and does the very obvious sexy walk up to the bouncer.
One of his eyebrows cocks as he gives you a look from head to toe, then back upwards, then back down, then back to the middle.
Good afternoon. So, I would love to see what's behind those doors, if you don't mind.
This is the, Chuckle Hut. You looking for a good time in there?
I do love a good laugh.
I bet you do.
He holds his hand up to his ear for a second.
And Poppy listens in if she can.
Go ahead and give me a roll plus smarts to intercept.
Okay. Shit. It's a 6.
As you try to get the signal with your implanted cybernetic communications device, you don't seem to get it in time. It seems to be more encrypted than you were ready to try to decipher. So the most you get is...
Got it. She smiles, acting as if she heard nothing.
He kind of cocks a grin.
It's your lucky day. Go on in.
Why, thank you. You mind if my friends come along?
He glances over to the side.
She's got company.
He holds his hand up to his ear again as he says this.
Tell him to step forward.
He points at this, basically this bubble sticking off the wall that is a camera off to the side of him, off to the side of the door.
Need verification.
Do we really, though? I mean, we're just here to have a good time.
Roll plus charm.
Hopefully. 8.
As you give him a very good show, leaning in towards him, he seems very flustered.
You can take one of them.
Why, thank you so much. Give me just a moment. Poppy turns around and looks at the group. All right, who's going?
I don't know if I should be showing my face around these parts.
Well, that's
Go
encouraging.
south. Things do go south. That could probably be your best bet to getting out alive. Downside, we might not be able to come back here.
Any other takers?
Mumbles motions towards
While saying that shit out loud, the bouncer out front's like,
He's not going.
That makes sense. I don't blame you for
Oh,
that.
are we saying this out loud?
I mean,
Shit.
I don't know how...
off in the corner.
Oh man, I forgot how brain talks work!
Ah, shit. I hope they don't know I'm a former gang member.
Jesus Christ.
No, I
Mumbles
don't
will
say
go
that
away.
last part.
Mumbles just raised his augmented arm. Then he hands over his bag over to Wild. I'll do it.
That makes
I'll
the
take
most
the bag.
sense.
If something goes wrong, you let us know, okay?
Oh, you know me. We can take care of ourselves.
The
Alright.
the bouncer looks to you and mumbles.
Interesting outing with your father, but all right, you two have a lovely day.
We're very close.
I'll see you on the way out.
He gives you a little wink as you walk in.
She smiles and does the ta-ta wave.
As his eyes now drift back to the remaining two, the incredibly interesting pair of Wild and Lil Smack.
Just
Little Smack, who could
slow.
probably easily ride on one of Wild's shoulders.
slowly raises up one of his hands and does sort of a finger wagger at him.
You can see him just kind of give like a little smirk and crack his neck a little. All right, Poppy
Yes.
and Mumbles, as you walk in, the music is much louder on the inside. Obviously, there are lots of strobing purple and green lights, spotlights spinning about. There are definitely some tranced out dancers dancing around poles on the inside. Lots of unsavory individuals in here, many of whom definitely seem to have gang ink tatted on their sleeves or faces as you look around this hive of scum and villainy.
Poppy sighs. Feels like home.
Mumbles smirks a little bit, gives a little bit of a nod.
Where would the VIP area be?
Go ahead and give me a wits check as you're getting a glance around the room.
Ooh, 7.
As you're looking around, you can see a few places that it might be. There's a curtained off area in the back left. There is a stairway in the back right that seems to have another guard standing by it. And there is a kind of this stanchioned off area, kind of in the far back of the club, in this kind of like semicircle, where there are a few tables and some very flirtatious girls drinking very expensive beverages with some of the clientele.
Poppy says very quietly to Mumbles, "Any ideas?"
He slowly points up, motions over towards the backstage. Storage. Motions up.
Mumbles, go ahead and give me a wits check as you're getting a read of the area.
Okie doke. 9.
As you're glancing around, some of your first instincts are to check to see what kind of security they have. There are definitely guards posted about. One of the things that catches your eyes are there are a number of cameras, those similar like bubble on the wall cameras all around this area, and some of them are attached to what appear to be turrets.
Turrets. He motions over towards them.
And they're in what corner of the room? Sorry.
There's one above the bar, 2 flanking the backstage, one above, one in the far back corner, one in the far right corner, or far back left corner, far back right corner, and there are 2 flanking the doorway that you came in from.
Well, that's a good sign. All right. So you said stage, right?
He motions upstairs. VIP. He points up.
Makes sense. I guess we should try our luck with the guards then, yeah?
Unless there's a terminal. And he actually looks for a terminal.
There are a couple scattered about, some of which look to be used for logging in drinks and stuff like that. You're guessing that they're all kind of point of sales areas, but anything that's connected to a computer system is good enough for you, so long as you can get to it unnoticed.
All right. I'll go ahead and I'll start heading over towards one of the terminals and just have a little tinker and see what I can find out. Specifically, trying to find a layout of the area, or a little bit of information here and there, depending on what I can find.
All right, are you trying to look nonchalant while you're doing this, or are you doing this brazenly?
No, I'm doing nonchalantly.
All right, give me a wits check.
Okay. That is an 8.
You check left and right before you get onto it. Nobody seems to be paying attention to you, so you assume you're good. Go ahead and give me a smarts roll to hack into their system.
All right. 11.
Ooh.
You're fucking
nice.
in.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Go on, Mumbles.
I'm in.
Yay!
Excellent.
Yeah, you said the thing.
Crack the code.
Yeah, it was child's play to you. Basically, all you did was close the sales OS, open whatever the equivalent of MS-DOS was, and run a boot sequence. The system gives you access to a few things from this terminal. You can check the sales of everything that's been sold on this system. You can basically try to hamper the security system in some way. Either running it on a short-term loop or disabling the turrets. Or you can, let's see, what else do I have written here?
This feels so KOTOR-ish, and I love it.
Yeah, you can get access to the feed of the security cameras, so you can try to get a look at things that you can't quite see from here. With your current role, you can choose one of those things.
You were going to say something, Caitlin?
Poppy's gonna make her way to the bar to try and talk to the bartender.
All right, you're greeted by a very comely and bubbly girl with neon pink hair. Her skin appears to be painted with this kind of silverish, glittery material, and she's wearing a tube top and a very short skirt as she glances over you. Oh, hello! What can I get you today?
Oh, well, thank you so much. I was just wondering, this is my first time here, so could you tell me a bit about the place?
Oh, absolutely. Welcome to the Chuckle Hut. Mr. Gustavo likes to keep a very nice establishment here, where smiles are all abound, and we're here to make anyone happy by any means necessary. You can see this dead, lifeless look to her eyes as she smiles at that.
Oh, my, how long have you been working here?
Well, I've been here for about 5 months now, and it pays very well. Mr. Gustavo takes very good care of all of us.
You sound a little bit nervous. Is everything all right?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Am I making... how can I make your day better?
Well, just tell me how you are and how working here is. I'm
Oh,
sort of looking for a new job, so I wondered what it might be like to work in a place like this.
When you say you're looking for a new job, go ahead and roll wits.
Okay. Wits is 9.
Her eyes immediately flash a concerned emotion, but they very quickly drift back. Oh, well, this is a very wonderful place to work. Mr. Gustavo takes care of us all very well, and we get paid very well, and it comes with many benefits, including safety, and all of our habits are well taken care of.
Well, Poppy's gonna try and call her bluff. And that's a charm, all right?
Sure. How do you want to phrase it?
Now, I have a feeling that you're a bit concerned about working here, but that makes me very curious as to why and sort of vices you might have that need funding. So, why don't you just tell me the truth about working here so that I have a better picture of things?
Go ahead and roll plus charm.
9, 10, 11.
She looks like her eyes glance over her shoulder at one of many cameras in the bar back. I don't know what you're referring to. I love working here. Is there anything that I can get for you?
Poppy smiles and says, No, that's quite all right. Sorry to have caused you any kind of distress.
Oh, no trouble at all.
I just know that these bars can sometimes be a little more cumbersome than you might think. Sorry for pressing you.
Oh, not with Gustavo. He's wonderful.
He sounds like it. Thanks for telling me.
Of course.
Poppy goes back over to the middle of the room and pretends to be looking at a phone while listening into Mumbles with her chip.
I am I'm going to go over the sales logs. We're going to take a look and see what they've got for the sales.
All right. Under sales logs, you have quite a few beverages, some things listed under favors, and quite a few listed under miscellaneous. That is the largest number.
Interesting.
As you are reading this off in your mumbled way, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and Poppy, you see another black-coated, black sunglasses wearing individual, very similar to the garb of the man outside, walk up behind Mumbles and place a hand on his shoulder.
Sir, you're gonna have to come with me.
Glance over, and he quickly tries to back out of the system as quick as he can, basically to reboot it.
He starts to direct you towards where Poppy has been standing. Poppy, he looks in your direction.
You as well, ma'am.
Oh, of course. Show us the way.
He leads you as you become flanked by a second man, very similar garb, both bald of head. They lead you to the back spiral stairway that leads up into this like curtained off area upstairs. As you wander up, the individuals up here are somehow even more sketchy, as you see people snorting this glittery dust off of golden plates, and sometimes some of the bar ladies as well. They're just like snorting all of this material off. Some of them are smoking stim sticks. He leads you further back down this hallway, lined with continually more stripper poles and little mini bars, to a roped off area where you see a absolute unit of a man, basically about wild size, sitting on a love seat as if it was like a chair, leaning back. He is, think Kingpin from Marvel. Just this big man, bald head, two glowing red cybernetic eyes, and around his left eye is the pattern of a blue diamond, and around the right eye is the pattern of a red diamond, just kind of tattooed on his flesh. As he looks towards you, he signals for the security to stand by as he motions for you to take a seat alongside him. You are absolutely surrounded by these jackbooted gangsters.
Come on in. I've been expecting you.
Well, thank you for the warm welcome.
Gotta say, I wasn't expecting someone so pleasing on the eyes, and
Looks over at Mumbles.
you.
Ah, thank God.
Mumbles just tilts his head a little bit.
Now, I'm a man of principle. My name is Gustavo Pagliacci.
You know this from your earlier smarts roll, trying to figure out the gangs of the area. This is the leader of the Chortles.
Ah.
You've never seen him. You've never seen a dossier on him, but you knew the name, and now you can put a face to it.
I own this establishment and essentially this block. And who might you be?
You can call me Poppy. Just,
Poppy.
Just a friendly neighborhood girl.
I bet you are.
And that, he points to Mumbles, who's just standing there twitching, I'm
And
guessing.
that?
You can call him Mumble.
Fitting as anything. What brings you to my establishment, Miss Poppy and Mumbles?
Curiosity, mainly. Just wondering a bit about, what the Chuckle Hut might be like.
And how have you found it?
Very interesting. You seem to be stationed above, a pawn shop of interest.
Now we get to the real meat of it.
So I may as well just ask flat out. What's the purpose of the devices? They're not the same.
Same purpose as everything else. Profit. Profit for me, profit for those who work for me. Which leads me to my query. Why are you interested in my devices?
For the same reason. Who wouldn't want to work for you? I heard you're quite a kind and considerate boss.
I assure you, I can be much kinder than anyone else in this city, including those who you might work for.
And
How long
are
have you been with the MCO?
He crosses his hands, kind of clasping them under his chin with a knowing grin on his face.
Mumbles?
He slowly glances over.
You want to answer this one?
If I were to make a guess, I'm thinking this is your first assignment, your trial.
He gives a slight nod as though, yeah. Good. He motions towards his heads. Chips.
Yes.
Good. Get in the brain. I like it.
He kind of like raises his eyebrows.
Well, then maybe we have some mutual interests at heart. You see, since the tragic loss of this city's previous MCO company, I've been looking out for the next one. I knew all I had to do was lay a couple of rumors out there, and somebody would come biting eventually. So, if it were be to the mutual interest of both parties, you could leave here with, say, 5 crates of my materials. You can do with them whatever you want, and just tell whoever it is that sent you out here that the job is done. Time will pass, nobody will know, and I'll be able to sell these as I see fit. And, as a bonus, you get paid for this for nothing.
That does seem like a tempting offer.
Well, then perhaps I could sweeten the deal for you. You see, you MCOs, once you get your free reign, you have access to things that are troublesome for me to come by. Me and my boys. If you were to, perhaps, sell a few things to us here and there, at a premium, of course, it would be of great interest to me and my boys. And you would be very, very
As his eyes glance up and down you.
well looked after.
Sounds Like, not enough. See, my question is why? Why do you want to sweeten the deal so much? Makes me question if you're the top of the food chain or not.
A couple of the guards around start to, like, nervously shift, and some of them actually reach for their weapons as he holds his hand up.
I assure you, I am simply here for the interest of making a good profit. Now, nobody wants to do business with somebody who's not going to take care of them. Nobody wants to work with a guy who's not generous and kind like me. Of course, you could fuck off, and I'll continue doing what I'm doing, and you can fail your mission. Then I'll just offer it to the next schmucks that come in here. Not many have your, assets, but I'll take what I can get.
Mumbles? Thoughts?
Last MCO. What happened?
What happened? Why? That's as much of a question I would love answered than anything else. How am I to know? I'm just a humble businessman.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah, you can roll play. You can roll plus wits to try to read this man.
Okie doke. 4.
Oh no.
He's got a cool, steely gaze that you can't seem to crack.
He's just staring at the man, but he glances over towards Poppy. Yeah, although he's unsure what to say.
So I might do a roll to see if I can figure out if he's actually telling us the truth of that he is the figure in power behind all of this.
You just kind of want to try to read that statement? Sure, go for it. Roll plus wits.
Or wits or charm?
Charm is if you're trying to convince them of something. Wits is if you're trying to read somebody.
Okay. I will try and give it a whirl. 8.
As you look at him, this man just exudes confidence and control. He doesn't seem to fear anything in this room, and he is absolutely the one in charge right now. Whether or not there's anybody above him, he's not giving hide nor hair of that.
Okay.
How many guys are around us, Lenny?
Right now, you have the 3 security guards that let you in here, and there are 2 others behind him that seem... they're dressed a bit differently. They're just kind of in a vest and buttoned-up shirt combo with what appear to be combat armor-laced pants.
Well then, if we're going to be involved in business matters, I would like to know what I'm selling and what it's...
Well, I'd need to look at the catalog first. You don't need to sell anything for me. I would simply be buying from you. Gear, equipment, military grade. Things that are difficult to acquire.
And the Pellegrino models that you've tinkered with?
Like I said, I'll give you 5 crates of them. You can do with them what you wish. And your job is done. They won't be showing up on the streets. For now.
How many more crates are there?
Enough. More by the day. I can change the model whenever I like. I can swap it out for a different thing. They don't have to be the Pellegrinos. They could be the new Vivantes. Or the old Vivantes. Nobody really cares. It's like a 10% drop in my profit margins, but I can live with that.
long. Think about it.
Well, your clock is ticking. If I don't have an answer by the time you walk out that door, I'd say that's that.
His augmented arm, he's twitching his fingers just a little bit as he's thinking. He glances over towards Poppy. The look in his eyes is almost saying that he's not interested.
You can glance that by his nonverbal pretty easily.
And if we're not interested?
Then, like I said, you can fuck off and fail your mission. I'll keep selling whatever I like to whomever I like. And I'll make this same offer to the next mooks that walk in here.
Does Mumbles have the wireless communication as well?
I do not.
Okay.
But I do have nonverbal.
Nonverbal.
Nonverbal communication.
Basically means he can give expressions and stuff and clearly designate what he's trying to say to you. As long as it's a simple message. But it's not a way for you to communicate with him, unfortunately. You
Right.
can, however, communicate with the comms devices of your people outside.
He gives basically a symbol that he wants to get the others and raid the place. Get the others.
So I send an alert emoji to all their phones.
Okay, each of you back outside as you're attempting to flex against this bouncer. Your communicator buzzes off, and essentially you got an SOS alert emoji.
Shit, wait. Hey, Wild, over here for a sec. Wild, can you talk to you?
Yeah, you both got this.
Do we have a plan?
Wild might not be able to talk when he's muted.
Oh, we might not be able to.
Shit, sorry about that.
There we go.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. I muted myself because my dad's home from the hospital.
Oh, shit. Well,
awesome.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Glad to hear he's home.
So anyway, as I was saying, so I was watching this old show the other day, and the guy freaking turns himself into a pickle. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, your
What's
phone.
happening? Ah, shit. He pinches his phone with 2 fingers and holds it up.
Puts on little bifocals. Yeah, you got that SOS alert emoji from from Poppy.
Hey, Wild, what do we, hey, Wild, did we have a plan to get in there?
Well, I have a plan, but it's not subtle.
Are you gonna knock that?
I'll non-verbally say to him.
Is it what?
I'll with my
You just-
eyebrows
you
will
just
say
can't-
boom.
You just got shrug.
Okay. Shit.
Bouncer still standing there, none the wiser.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna go.
Above game. I'm gonna go get the goddamn. I'm gonna go get the goddamn van because I think we're gonna need the goddamn van.
Can we even pull up to this joint?
Yeah. What floor? is
You're
this
on the you're on the 10th floor. No, you cannot get the van up here.
Beans.
The van
I
is
don't
your
think that's
way
gonna work.
away from the district.
Okay, well, you do your thing. I'll just follow in
So-
your wake, I guess. Shit.
Okay. And he'll reach into his pocket and put on his combat respirator.
What the hell
And
is that?
He'll rock up to the bouncer. He'll swing back his arm, and unfolding from his fingertips are these red energy blades coming out of each of his fingers like claws, and he'll just at this guy's throat.
All right. Roll plus body with your plasma blades.
Plasma blade.
Roll plus body is gonna be I'm gonna go ahead and use my black belt to re-roll that one.
I do not blame
Reroll
you.
the 1. Okay, so you
Oh,
got a
no.
2, and now roll 1d6 then to replace the 1. Black belt can only be used once per combat encounter.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a 7. I win. I win.
Well, you get a moderate success. See, on a 7, that means you are going to take his damage and deal yours at the same time.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and re-roll that.
10 or higher is a success, absolute success.
Okay.
3 plus 2,
that's a
5
3, so-
plus 4. So still below 10, so you're still going to take the damage from him as well. But what does your empowered plasma blades do?
My empowered plasma blades, they have
Actually, you're catching him off guard, so this is technically an ambush.
Yeah. So, oh shit, where are they? It is breached, so it will just tear through. It does double damage to his armor.
Double damage to armor, but how much damage? It's
3.
one of the stats. 3 damage? All right. As you walk up to him, you rend this burning, flaming claw hand down at this guy, essentially giving him this massive, like, you get 2 fingers around the side of his eyes and down the front of his face as you scar down the front of his face. He kneels down and cries out in pain as he slaps a button on, or as he slaps a communicator on his side. The Poppy and Mumbles inside, the lights immediately come up and the music stops. And here is where we are going to take a quick break.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Hey, Nick, this is a lot of fun,
You
dude.
said go with my plan, so we're going with my plan.
Hey guys, Lanny here. If you're liking what you're watching, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that like button. It really helps me feel the love for this series. And if you want to catch us live, feel free to hit us up on twitch.tv/LannyPator Mondays at 5 o'clock Central Time. Thanks for rolling with me. Now let's get back to the action. So before we get back into combat proper, I want to give a brief explanation as to how combat itself runs in this particular system. Whoops. So this right here, a very bare bones beta version of the character sheet that I've drawn up for this, giving you all the stats that you need to add against. Very simple. Your list of gear and what traits those those pieces of gear might have for you. Down here is where you'd write down the perks that you bought as well as what they do for you. You can also obviously use the back of the sheet. Hell, you can write it on whatever the hell you want. You don't even really need the character sheet. I know I've run D&D that way. But for combat, the most important part outside of the gear is up here in the upper left corner. Every character has 10 hit points. That's it. Just 10 hit points total. And once you get past 5 damage worth of hit points, that's when you're starting to struggle to stay conscious in combat. So you're facing injuries, you're trying to keep yourself up. Any damage you take past here might knock you out. When you take 10 damage, you're done. That's it. Unless, of course, you're running a game where resurrection is a thing, in which case, hey, have at it. But before you take any health damage, your armor is essentially your health pool. So as you take damage to your armor, it gets chipped down. Certain effects, such as what Connor mentioned previously, anything with the breach trait will deal double damage to armor, so it'll rend through that a lot quicker, so you can get to the health. And then shield, which is, it's a placeholder word for right now, but it's essentially your damage mitigation. You will often have less shield than you do anything else, but whatever damage you would normally take is mitigated by your shield value. For example, I think the most shield anybody in this party has is 2, if I am to wager a guess.
I think mine, I have 2 armor, 2 shield.
Yeah, 2 armor and 2 shield. So you have 2 pieces of armor stopping you from taking any physical damage. And shield is essentially like it can be explained in a number of ways. It can be a literal shield, like you have like an energy field around you, or some piece of armor that's just a little bit harder to chip through, or even just reflexes like dodging, so you're able to get yourself out of the way of a certain amount of damage. Now, when combat happens in this game, the players will roll 2d6 and add whatever relevant stat is for their attack. Normally it will be body, but certain perks or pieces of gear might allow you to roll one of these other stats as an attack, and they will deal the damage of their gear if they get a 7 or higher. At a 10 or higher, they will take no damage in return, as they have done basically a flawless attack and got in, got out, stuck and moved. If they roll between 7 and 9, they will deal their damage, but also take the damage that the enemy would be delivering as well. And if they roll a 6 or below, they deal no damage and take the enemy's damage. There are also different types of combat scenarios. For example, when Wild caught the bouncer off guard, that was considered an ambush phase. So if he happened to roll a 7 or lower, then the guard would have been able to block half of that damage. But he didn't. He just ate it.
Yep.
And, yeah, at 6 or below, he just wouldn't have done any damage to that guy. Now, if the enemies happen to ambush our party, they have the option to act defensively, which will involve rolling 2d6 plus wits, or if a perk gives you another ability, etc., you can roll plus that stat. That means that at 10 or higher, they take no damage and they stay hidden and can actually take actions to get out of the situation that they're in. Between 7 and 9, they take half damage, as opposed to full damage if they decided to attack. And 6 or below, they take full damage. If they roll a 7 or higher, they can still choose to act and try to get out of their situation or better their situation or read the room to find a more creative outlet for getting out of their combat scenario. Remember, the goal of this game is to have fun and be creative. Now try not to die. Yep. So, as the lights come on inside Poppy and Mumbles, inside the VIP room, you can see the demeanor shift as Gustavo just kind of lets out a heavy sigh. Damn shame. He cracks his neck as he stands up, towering up to a 7-foot frame. So yes, Wild, you are in fact 1 inch taller than this man.
Ha-ha! Success! Thank you, genetics.
He motions to the guards in the room, who begin to... the 3 that led you in here begin to encroach upon you, Poppy and Mumbles, as Gustavo, flanked by the remaining 2 larger men, begin to walk towards a curtain at the back of this room that you're in.
I guess business here is done.
Mumbles is going to bring up his right hand. As he does, his hand begins to shift and twist, revealing the barrel of a shotgun, and I'm going to point blank blast Gustavo in the back with my shotgun hand.
All right. Fire away. Go ahead. Roll plus body.
Yep. I knew I liked
9.
him not dead.
All right. How much damage does your shotgun do there?
9, or excuse me, not 9.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
breach.
fuck that. No.
4 breach.
All right. Are you using a special skill to get that breach, or did you load it with armor-piercing ammo?
Yeah, piercing ammo.
Okay. As you fire, you can see as the bullets of this shotgun ripple into the back of his jacket, he gives off this like little smirk, but then he winces, and you see blood trickling down this white coat as you have pierced through his armor.
He brings his Mumbles brings his arms down.
Hold on. As he lifts his arm to the back of his shoulder, he looks back with a slight worried expression on his face and starts to bolt from the room as the 2 guards that are with him flank him.
How far away are they right now?
They are probably about 10 feet away from you across a couch.
How dangerous would it be to throw C4 in front of?
If you were to use C4 in this area, you would definitely be in the blast radius.
Okay, that's unfortunate then.
C4 is more of like a plant, walk away, set it on a timer, or remotely detonate it kind of deal.
Gotcha. Okay, throwing knife at Gustavo's head.
Go for
Is
it.
that still close enough? Okay.
Yeah, you can absolutely throw a knife from where you're at.
Okay, 2d6.
Throwing a weapon increases its range increment by 1. So it goes from close range, which is anything within 10 feet of you. So this would include like melee, tasers, things like that. Medium range is anything between 10 and 100 feet, and long range is anything between 100 feet and 1,000 feet.
Okay. Or, yeah, I'll throw the knife at the back of Gustavo's head. D. And that should be...
Oh my god!
Tell me I add my body to that.
I am going to go ahead and say that on... this is a rule that I didn't have written down, but I'm playing with it. Because 2 6s is a 1 in 36 chance, you double the damage of that knife.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
And it is unhindered by shield.
And also I have, what is it? Marksman. When I'm in the proper range, I also add 1 to the result as well. And the damage would be 2, so I guess it's 5.
Well, you add 1 to the result of the roll.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have that written down properly.
Okay. The results of the roll.
Yeah, my bad. So yes, yeah, that is most certainly an automatic hit, and so knife is 2, up to 4. You plant it right in the back of his neck, and he crumples down to his knees. The 2 guards at his side, frantically trying to get under his arms to get him out of this back room. They do manage to get him out of this room as the other guards start to come in on you. Meanwhile, back outside, Wild, you have basically tiger clawed this man's face with plasma, with a series of burning plasma torches coming out of your fingers. He's now trying to get back to his feet and collect himself. He is not doing well. He's had better days, and he has certainly looked prettier. But he reaches into his vest and he pulls out a big fucking handgun and starts to level it at you. Before you can go, Lil Smack, you get the initiative for right now, since Wild has taken his turn. Lil Smack, what would you like to do?
Oh, you're saying talking to me? Okay, so sorry. What I would like to do? Well,
Yes, Asmo. What would you?
Oh my Christ! Oh well, okay. So right now on the dance floor, how many targets we got?
You have 1 between you and the door of the club.
Oh, you do? Well, I am going to in for a penny, in for a pounding. So, Little Smack is gonna go start smacking this guy up a little bit.
How would you like to do so?
Oh, I'm gonna do a little bit of CQC here, and I am going to fight dirty a little bit by performing Sing, solar plexus, instep, nose, groin.
All right. Go ahead and make your roll plus body.
If I'm fighting dirty, if I get a result of higher than 10... Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yep.
So plus body, you said?
Yep, roll plus body for your melee attacks.
Oh, 9. Oh,
so
barely.
close. Yeah,
Just barely.
Fighting dirty applies passively to the first guy you're able to do it to, so don't worry too much about it.
Okay.
Yeah, he levels his gun towards you and fires. This would deal 3 damage to you, but reduce it by your shield.
My shield.
Is this at me?
No, this is at Little Smack, who is now charging him. He's the first guy that he saw coming at him since
okay.
this engagement.
My shield is 1, right?
Okay, so instead of taking 3 damage, you would instead take 2. Apply that to your armor first.
I have 12 armor, so I'm
Now
down
you
to
have 10. Yep. As he fires, poof, ping, you feel this like kind of punch in your chest as you're kind of like rocked to the side after you run up and you kick him in the side of the head. I believe you don't have golden gloves, do you?
No.
The perk. Okay, so you just deal 1 damage, unless
Only
you wanted
one?
unless you wanted to use your Baraka blade.
You know what? Yeah, let's use the Baraka blade.
Okay, the blade comes out, it like swings out of your arm, and you shunk right in the side, side of his kidneys. How much damage does your blade do? 2?
Yes, I believe that's what it says.
All right, this guy is. This guy winces heavily with pain as after he shot you, that momentum kind of like drove the blade further inside of him. All right. Anybody's game now. Anybody can choose to act first. Just to give a description of the scenario, Poppy and Mumbles. Actually, Mumbles. Mumbles, you shot first. Poppy and Mumbles, you have 3 guards encroaching in on you. 2 of them have pulled out pistols and are starting to back away to try to increase their distance from you. The other one has pulled out what could ostensibly described as a fuck-off Bowie knife and is encroaching on Mumbles.
Poppy's gonna take off for one of the guys with the pistol, going in with a taser.
All right.
That'll be 2d6, yeah?
Yep, 2d6 plus body.
6, 7, 8. I also have stopping power as well.
On your, is stopping power applied to your taser? It's applied to a single
that's on my
weapon.
burst rifle, I see.
Okay.
No. So 6, I think.
Plus body, you said that would be 7 or 8 as your total.
Oh, I'm sorry, 8.
Okay, and how much damage taser does? 2 at base.
2 at base, and when I'm in the proper range, I have marksman. Or it's a range weapon, sorry, never mind.
Yeah. You essentially cartwheel past the chair that you were sitting in previously, leap off of that, and as he pulls the trigger on you, this would be 2 damage normally from the pistol he is wielding.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
How much shield do you have? Just the 1?
I have 2.
Oh, well then you managed to deftly swing, like you swirl out of the way as you do this kind of like cartwheel whirling motion. You kind of wrap your leg around the back of this guy's neck and jam the taser in the other side of his neck.
So I'm like...
Yep, and... Mumbles.
Shocking, I know.
Mumbles
Man with the truncheon is coming up on you, and the guy with the gun is also leveled on you.
A truncheon and a Bowie knife?
Yeah, sorry, he's got the Bowie knife. I was gonna say he had a truncheon before, but then I thought Bowie knife sounds scarier.
All right. Mumbles is just gonna bring up the shotgun. He's gonna bend his elbow a bit. A shell pops out of it.
Right out of your forearm, this big red shell just pops out as you level it back at this guy.
Boomstick, and I fire it at point blank at him.
Nice you
Almost.
reference. Go for it.
Thank you. 7.
All right, you fire away. 4 damage. Oh wait.
Breaching.
Okay, yeah, this guy isn't wearing armor, so that's not going to come into effect. But you pepper this guy's chest as he hurls the knife at you. Let's see, 4 damage. And the knife itself would normally do 2 to you.
I have 1 shield, and I have 7 armor.
All right, so this knife basically scrapes against your, like, embeds itself in your armor a little bit as he kind of like rocks backward.
Okay.
But he takes a moment to get himself back as he tries to get back at you. The guy with the gun also fires at you at the same. The second guy with the gun fires at you at the same time. This would normally be 2 damage.
Yep.
So the total damage you would have taken this round would have been 4. So your armor absorbs 3 of it.
Good deal.
All right, back outside. We got Lil Smack and we got Wild up against this guy who is very much not happy with his current
I'm gonna
situation.
try to KO this motherfucker.
Okay, am I attached to him via blade, via stomach?
You have stabbed him in the ribs and kind of like pulled back and are readying your next action right now.
Get
So,
him,
I'm
Wild!
gonna KO this motherfucker.
Okay,
Luke Cage.
go ahead.
I pull my plasma claws back and I just reach for his chest.
Go for it.
Here we go. Oh, why does it say that? Hang on. So
I mean, it's
that's a 12. So
yeah, that's weird. I wonder why it rolled out that way. Yeah, that's definitely
it's 'cause I had
a
a
success.
target number.
Okay,
That's
how much
so
damage
weird.
did your plasma blade do again? You empowered them, right?
3 rending, or not rending, breach.
Yeah. If this guy had armor, that would come into effect, but you get your claws like knuckle deep in his chest meat as you see his eyes just go into this shock as they kind of roll back. He's alive, but damn, does the shock of this drop him to, like, he falls unconscious super hard from the shock of all this. Collapses down to the ground.
Okay. Well, while I got my stuff in him, I'm just gonna grab his spinal cord, deactivate my plasma claws, and just reach into my hip pouch and pull out my double-barreled shotgun. Guess we're going in the hard way.
All right,
that'll be
I'll
my turn.
I'll allow this as basically he's helpless in front of you. So Lil Smack, you just see this giant bare his fingers knuckle deep into this guy's chest meat. How do you react to that? Taka.
Me?
Yes, Little Smack.
You chose the name.
You chose your name.
Oh God! You know, Nick, this has been a fun adventure. How do I
It
react?
has. How do you react to this?
With sheer fanboyingness, because
Oh
you know
my
what?
God.
Because you know what, Nick? That's the kind of guy Little Smack is.
All right, your eyes lighten
You know
up
what? I'm
as he
glad
takes.
you-
Your eyes lighten up with glee as he basically grabs onto the nearest bone he can find in his body, pull him up close to chin first with the shotgun, pulls the trigger as the man's head
No.
explodes like. Go ahead.
That's not what I was going for.
Not anymore? Okay.
I'm going. No, that's not what I was going for.
Oh.
Ever. I'm going
Oh.
to grab a hold of his spine and hold him in front of me like a human shield.
Oh.
Yeah!
All right, this guy is still fairly heavy. Roll plus body to wield this man as a tower shield.
Wow.
Here we go again.
Some Warhammer shit happening right now.
8.
You're going to be a bit encumbered by this, so it'll take you a minute to hold him properly. But as it is, you can consider this guy a temporary 5 armor.
Ha! Sweet. Yeah, that's called using your noggin.
All right.
For his.
Oh! Woo!
I'd like
Yes!
to go. I'd like to go next.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
I pull up my fucking gun. Little Smack
from his
pulls
side,
out.
Lil Smack pulls up this gun that's about 3 sizes too big for him.
Exactly, it's the size. The barrel is as long from his knee to his hip. That's
It
how
is,
long
it, is
the
a, it
barrel
is a big, fucking, dirty, hairy magnum that he just kind of pulls out
But it's
to
even
feel
longer
tough.
because it has a silencer on it.
Yep, and it's silenced. So, actually, the way I have silencers built into at least this scenario is it looks like a ventilated front compartment on this gun. So it
Okay.
disperses some of the energy outward. It will make it quieter. It's obviously like no silencer. Silences completely.
I'd like to go into the room, and duck behind the nearest thing that I can tip over.
Okay. As you dart through the door, roll plus wits to act under pressure. As the cameras in the corners of the room, those with the turrets, immediately begin to target you.
3. I rolled a 3, Nick.
All right.
I rolled one of the worst fails yet in this game.
A hail of gunfire erupts from behind you as you attempt to dive behind the bar. You take 5 points of damage.
Mitigated down to 4. Oh no, my arms.
Mitigated to 4, and your armor. How much armor do you?
Well,
You had
thank
quite a
God
bit
I
of
had
armor.
I had quite a bit of armor. That was my decision.
Yeah, you don't quite make it to safety as this turret just starts opening up into your back. It doesn't quite crack all of your body armor, but you know you're in trouble right now as Wild is waddling through the door with this man on his arm. Meanwhile, back upstairs.
I got to imagine that little Smack looks down at the note. He write, remember, always follow in the wake of Wild.
Damn it! I forgot about that again.
Back upstairs, we have Mumbles versus 2 guards. The guard with the second gun is now kind of turning his attention onto you, Poppy, as you are still tasing the neck of his friend. But the other guy is also starting to get his wherewithal back.
Let's see. And the other guard is how far away?
The other guard is within 5 feet of you. Like, they were kind of standing shoulder to shoulder in this hallway that's about 10, like maybe 7.5 to 10 feet wide.
Can I use a rifle in here, or is that too close?
Yeah, you can circle back to him. Range increments are like anything within the range that you are firing. So medium range, you can still fire that off at close range.
So a burst rifle I could shoot in close range?
Of course.
Great! Alright, so I'm gonna shoot the guy who's turning to me. I have a burst rifle, I have stopping power. And then let's see. And also marksman, but I don't know if that applies here.
It will apply. You're within range. Unfortunately, as you kind of let go of your taser, you spin cartwheel off this guy. They both train their guns on you and open fire.
Shit.
This would normally be 4 damage, mitigated by 1. And I believe you're taking taking health damage from this as well.
Yeah, because I lost what? I lost 2 shields.
You don't lose shield. You just lose armor. You would have lost. Actually, you didn't lose any armor last time because you managed to dodge away from. Because you had 2 shield.
Oh, so I have 2 shield, 2 armor. Would I take anything then?
Basically, your armor is now de facto worthless.
Okay.
They put a slug in your Kevlar. But you were able to dodge one of the bullets pretty convincingly. Unfortunately, you don't deal any damage to them.
Okay. I can live with that.
All right,
So
Mumbles.
I don't take any damage then? Just to double check?
Yeah, you took 2 armor damage, so you have 0 armor now.
Okay.
Yep. Mumbles is going to continue to dance with his dance partner. He's going to try to put a slug between those shoulder blades.
All right. The guy with the knife is not having a great time. Go ahead and fire away as you cock your gun one more time.
That's a 9.
All right, he comes in to try to bum rush you, to try to jam that knife further into your chest. As he does, he's greeted by the business end of your shotgun fist. And kaboof! He collapses to the ground. Still breathing, but definitely unconscious.
What we learn.
You would normally take 2 damage from this effort as he had reached you, but then mitigate that by your shield. And now it's anybody's round again, as we are back up the list.
Okay, am I still out in the open being shot at?
Yes, there are a lot of people running and screaming for the exits right now.
I want to get behind the bar. I want to dive over the bar and get behind the bar.
All right, plus wits. Act under pressure.
Oh boy. Pressure! Rolling 10!
All right, you
Wow.
managed to dive behind the bar as the turret opens another salvo on you. But it's getting nothing but flakes of wood firing everywhere from hitting the bar. You find yourself face to face with a the same barmaiden that's Poppy ran into earlier, just cowering down, scared, keeping her eyes closed, trembling.
Yeah, hey, baby, what's up? Hey, plug your ears.
She opens her eyes slightly and just kind of nods as she puts both of her both of her hands around her ears.
How far away is that turret?
The one above the door, you're within about 15 to 20 feet of it, but you used your turn this time to act defensively. I will say you have a good scale of this room. There is a computer behind this. There is a computer terminal behind this bar that you might be able to use to your advantage if you can crack through the stuff that you need to.
Well, that'll be interesting next turn.
All right. Meanwhile, who would like to go next?
I believe
I guess
it is
I will.
Wild's turn.
Well, there is no turns. Once the initiative order is run past, once everybody is gone and around, anybody can go next.
Well,
As long-
I will go next regardless.
All right, go for it, Wild.
All right, so I hear this turret going off, right? And I do hear it going off, and I see it shooting.
Yeah, you saw as your buddy Lil Smack went in, he got peppered in the back pretty hard by this turret, and then he dove over the bar and just a series more.
Beat Smack, you okay?
No!
Good. All right. So you're alive at least. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look around for. I'm certain someone's wearing an outfit in here and looks fairly official.
Everything
like
down here is chaos. You haven't quite entered the area where there are turrets firing, so go ahead and roll plus wits to try to keep your eyes about this chaotic area.
Okay. Well, will that use up my turn?
Yes.
Just rolling on wits.
Yes. I mean, this is a combat scenario.
I will just shout at the top of my lungs through my combat respirator. Someone turn that fucking turret off, or I'll kill everyone in that room.
Roll plus body for intimidation.
Jesus.
That's gonna be a 10.
All right, we'll see if there's what you said. Like, I mean, you said it with some commanding presence. If there's anybody there that can do it, we'll see if they fucking do.
All right, I'll just sort of hold this man's body in front of me and then level my shotgun in front of me and wait for the turret to turn off.
All right. Mumbles, Poppy, upstairs. You
So
still have.
what do we have at this point? We
you
have all
have-
three still, or?
Nope. One of the guy with the knife has gone unconscious. You still have the two gentlemen with the pistols drawn on you. Although now they're
Gustavo
looking.
is the one that's unconscious.
No, Gustavo and his two
Guards are
beefier
gone.
henchmen fucked off past the curtain in the back of the room.
Okay. And is it two guys are pointing guns at me, and then Mumbles has just stabbed someone, right?
Yeah, they're actually trading their guns back and forth between the two of you right now, trying to figure out which one is the best one for them to go. This is all kind of happening as like time dilates for you. You're witnessing all of this.
Okay. I'm gonna go for shooting one of them again.
All right, the one that you tased or the one that's currently unharmed?
One that's unharmed.
All right.
That'll be a D6. Combo with a ranged weapon at its proper range. Add 1 to the result, and then do I add body to that as well?
Yep. You roll. You add body, and then you add any modifiers.
7, 8, 9.
All right. You turn your gun towards this guy. Fire off a burst from your assault rifle in his general direction. How much damage would that do? I believe you...
Damage is 4 plus 1 stopping power, and oh yeah. Just plus 1.
All right.
So 5.
Yeah, you blast him As he crumples against the wall, you shoot him like right from his right shoulder, and the 3 bullets go like right shoulder, chest, ribs, and he just kind of crumples to the ground as his gun arm drops to his side. Gun drops to the ground. He does get off 1 shot at you, which would normally be 2 damage, but as you kind of juke your head to the side, it kind of grazes past some of your braids.
Oh, well,
That guy's
that's
down.
rude.
And Mumbles, you got 1 more gentleman up there.
All right. Sure. I'll go ahead and I'll take a shot at him. I'll try to put him down. He's not in range of. He's not in like melee range. Poppy, correct?
He is. He's trying to get he just saw the gunfire off, so he's trying to get himself some cover.
Okay. Good deal. I'll take a shot at him.
Go for it.
12.
And as Poppy, as you dodge that last bullet that guy shot, you come back up and this guy's gun's right at your temple. Not so fast now. Poosh! His face is eviscerated by a hail of slugs, and he falls to the ground.
And Poppy like smiles really big and turns to Mumbles and goes, "It's always a pleasure working with you."
He cocks the shotgun. Show flies. Likewise.
All right. Once again, we have run through the initiative order, so anybody can choose to go again. Anybody can choose to go now.
My boy would like to go again first again real fast. He heard, oh my god, he heard good old Wild yelling. So he sees that computer and tries to, it just flicks it on essentially under pressure.
All right.
It's like,
First,
I'm not
go,
going to compute this.
First, go ahead and roll to act under pressure as you're still under gunfire.
7.
All right. The bullet, like you're still getting pelted. You take, let's see, round up 3 damage.
Oof, down to 2. Okay.
Don't forget to apply your, okay. And
Yep.
now you have to roll plus smarts to try to get into the computer's interface.
Plus smarts? Okay, and my smarts. Oh no, that's another one of my dump stats. Okay.
You just gotta hope for the 2d6s.
7.
You manage to get past the system, but with the hail of gunfire, you're not going to be able to turn this shit off until next round, essentially.
I'm like trying to do it with my one hand, not looking.
Yeah,
Is
you're
it
basically
close?
like peeking up as you get pelted by more bullets.
I'm trying, Wild. I'm trying.
You're
Wasn't
you're
specifically
lucky.
at you, but all right.
You're lucky you're at a very specific area of this bar where only one turret can see you.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. Next we have Wild, and we have Poppy and Mumbles. Whoever would like to go next.
Is there a terminal up in here?
Yes, there is absolutely a. You would call it an admin terminal, if anything.
I'm going to that admin terminal.
Alright.
All of our guys are gone, right?
All of the guys up here that were immediately in battle with you are gone. Yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna tear down the hall after the Gustavo and the guards.
All right. You rip through that curtain. You find a space. Like it's a very short hallway with a T intersection. There are very heavy metal double doors at the far end that you can see. Before you can interact with any of those things, Mumbles, go ahead and roll me plus smarts.
Okie doke. 6.
This particular machine is a bit heavy, a bit harder to crack, unfortunately.
Okay. So can I take my time with it?
You're going to have to make another attempt next turn with
Okay.
with a failed result.
Understood.
All right, and
So there was
That
what, and what?
so you find yourself basically there is a T intersection in this hallway with 2 heavy metal doors at the far end that you can see past the curtain, and you can't quite see around the T intersection unless you run up to it.
I will try it. I'm gonna run up and see what's going on.
All right, roll plus wits to keep your cool and get a good look down each side.
Oh, 5.
As you turn the corner, you're met with the business end of a rifle that fires at you. This would normally be 4 damage, so you take some flesh wound here.
Can I use black belt to reroll?
No, that's only for combat. If
Oh.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so I
in
wasn't
melee
already
combat
in it.
specifically. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's down the hallway. You do see he's kind of at the edge of a, like, he's perked himself behind a heavy wooden desk at the far end of the hallway.
Is it just him, or?
It does seem to be just this guy that's firing at you, and he is distinctly one of the men that Gustavo left with.
Okay, so, and I take damage from that one, or how much?
It would normally be 4 damage, but then you mitigate it by your shield.
I have 2 shields, so I take 2 damage.
Yep, and this would be directly to your health since you're out of armor, if I'm correct. So, yeah, you are... You get pegged right in the shoulder and have to, like, go back around the corner to collect yourself. But now you know that there's somebody there.
Got it. Fuck.
All right. I think that leaves Wild.
I guess it's just me then. All right. Well, no one's turned off the turret yet, so it's directly above the door. Yeah.
Yep, there are 2 directly above the door. The door is kind of like this semicircular like thing where there's a small blind spot by the bar for one of the turrets.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna launch myself in there and fire my shotgun at the one that is aiming at me. Then.
All right. So jump in and fire at the turret. Go ahead, roll plus body as you hold up the body in front of you.
All right, here we go. It's about to get real ugly. 11.
Oh.
You don't even walk in all the way. You just kind of walk up directly beneath the turret, Metal Gear Solid 2 style, and just... That turret goes silent.
And there's sort of like a loudener on my on my combat respirator, and I go da 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 da, and that's my turn.
All right. Anybody's go again.
I'm gonna try to attack into the admin to try to turn off the turrets.
All right, smarts.
Okie doke. Trying it again. 10.
All right, you get in, and you're all the way in on this system now. You can do one thing now. You choose to turn off the turrets.
Turn off the turrets.
As you are doing this, Lil Smack is down there just blindly tapping at the keyboard with his fingers, and you hear the system go, pew, and the house lights go back. Yeah.
Hey, I did it!
Yeah, everyone says
No, I did it!
I did it!
You have access.
I blew up the fucking turret!
Hey, baby, don't you worry. I took care of that. Don't you worry. Pretty little face, okay?
You have access to other parts of this system, but I'll let you know what those are on your next round. Meanwhile, upstairs, Lil Smack, you do get a round, if you would like.
I'd like to dig deep into that computer, see what we got.
As you get back up and are calmly able to look at it, you have access to the same things that Mumbles had previously. Obviously, there was the security control, the camera control, and the camera feed themselves, as well as the sales log.
Okay. The camera. There's 2 camera ones. What were the 2 camera ones?
You can see the camera feed, or you can disable the cameras.
I want to look into the camera feed.
All right. As you glance about the camera feed, you can see that Poppy upstairs in a hallway that you're unable to identify really is under fire by a man with a rifle. And meanwhile, Mumbles is currently in a room with 3 bodies. Lots of gun shells on the floor. He's currently just slowly but meticulously tapping his way through a computer. You can see yourself behind the bar.
I can't tell where that rifleman is, can I?
By the labeling of the camera, you know that it is labeled as second floor hallway.
Second floor hallway.
And you do see that there's a stairwell here that you can go up.
All right, I jump over the bar, and I'm gonna head up that stairwell immediately.
All right, it's going to take you one round, like an additional round to get where you need to be.
Fine by me.
All right, Poppy, that leaves you.
Oh,
You're
fuck.
currently nursing a flesh wound on your shoulder.
I should have known better than to round a corner that quickly. Fuck. Let's see, what have I got? C4, no. I could... I could round the corner and just shoot at him.
You absolutely could. You could pop around and...
Pop around the corner and shoot him with my...
Yeah, Poppy's popping.
5 plus body, is it?
Plus body, plus marksman.
Plus body, plus marksman, so 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, you round the corner, squeeze off a few shots. You definitely hit him with a few, but he also tags you again.
God damn it.
This time your arm's really feeling it. You're,
was that another 2?
yeah, it would be 4, but mitigated by 2. So you're bleeding pretty badly right now as you round back, but you also got him pretty hard with yours as well.
Got it. All right.
And that was with stopping power, right?
No, it was not.
Okay, it didn't have stopping power.
Wait, no, it did have stopping power, so that
Okay,
would have
so
been
that's
5
5.
damage.
Okay, let me mark that down for him. Yeah, you
how
managed to
injured
get
is
Pat. You heard him like as you did this really quick. You popped around, bang, bang, bang. You got shot in the shoulder because he was waiting for you. He lined up a shot, and you
Right.
scrolled back around once again, clutching your arm in pain. You heard him make a pained. You heard him make out a pained call. Just, ah! So you know you got him, but you don't know how badly.
Got it. And Mumbles has any kind of medic ability, or
Mumbles is currently on a computer,
is our-
but I believe
right. Just asking above game.
You would know that he is a doctor.
Okay.
He has
quote
said-
unquote doctor.
He does advertise
Doctor,
on the front of his
real
shop
doctor.
that he is a doctor.
Yeah. He
Okay.
he even painted it so plainly on that tarp. It's a clinic.
Oh, that's right, of course.
And he's patched you up previously, so you know that he has the ability to.
He put
But
the tarp
you're-
up himself.
But you're bleeding pretty badly right now with 2 high caliber slugs in your right shoulder.
Well, I've had better days. And then also Mumbles, how are we coming on that?
Yeah, Mumbles. On the computer, you now have access to a few more things. Obviously, you have the security controls, such as the cameras, the turrets, which are shut down by your decree. You also have a command known as Lockdown, one that seems to control a series of elevators. And and you also have access to some direct communication to a penthouse suite.
What's the status of the elevators?
The elevator is currently in use going up to the penthouse, but the bottom level is locked down. You can unlock it if you so wish.
I'm gonna stop that elevator.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and say that you have effectively hacked into this system and you are able to emergency stop this elevator on the floor that it is on. It is about 3 floors from the penthouse level.
Elevators down. Turrets down.
Go ahead and give me another roll plus smarts as you're going into the elevator's control logs.
Okay. 12.
You find a series of commands within that elevator that are security locked with very high clearance that you manage to bluff your way past.
Ooh.
As you're looking through this, you note that there are several things, such as what you did, like stopping that elevator. Mm-hmm. You can now control which way it goes, and there is also an element of... basically, you can fill that elevator with sleeping gas.
I would like to push that button, Lenny.
You will do that next round. Meanwhile, Wild and... by this point, Lil Smack, you have made it up to the upper area. You see Mumbles working on a computer very diligently as you run down this hallway where a bunch of, for the lack of better terms, strippers and Johns are crouching, cowering in this hallway. One is sitting there basically unfazed, as if he's just high out of his goddamn gourd, watching you pass. His eyes glistening various colors as you do. What would you like to do?
You're talking to me, right? Because you cut out.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so now I don't know that the elevator's been stopped, correct?
You also don't know that there is an elevator.
Exactly, so I'm just going to be running upstairs.
Oh, you're already in the hallway where Mumbles is, and you're running towards the doorway in the back where you can see the white hallway that you know that Poppy is in. So I'm asking what you would like to do from this situation.
I don't really know what to ask for specifically because I don't know the full layout of the building, and I don't know if I can flank the guy or not. That would be my goal.
You saw on the camera that it is a T intersection in the hallway. You would have to cross that T that he is aiming down in order to get another advantage on him.
Is he at the top of the T or the bottom of the T?
He's at the far right side of the T.
So right now, okay.
You can see Poppy kind of like slumped against the wall, trying to slow the bleeding on her arm as she is planning her next move against this
okay, I'm just going to try and slide up beside her to make this simpler.
Right.
I'm just going to try and find her and slide up beside her.
All right, you made it next to Poppy.
Hey, how's it going?
What the fuck do you think? How do you think it's going? What the fuck did you do?
No, switch places with me. Don't worry about it.
What?
Move over. Move over.
Fine, go.
As he gestures with his big fucking oversized gun.
Can you not point that at my face?
Hey, how far away is he down the hallway?
At the end of it, there's a desk. He's behind it. I know I got him, but he obviously got me.
Well, no. But like, how far away is he?
I don't recall.
You'd say it's probably about 20 meters down the hallway behind that desk.
He's like 20 meters behind the desk. I know he's hit, but he'll still be a problem.
Okay, 20 meters, so about 6 seconds if I shove it along the wall. And you see him, and you see Little Smack typing in some numbers into a freaking C4 at a C4 mine.
Oh, please, God, no.
No, don't worry. He's not going to expect this. Don't worry about it.
I don't think any of us are going to expect to die.
All right, 6 seconds, and then
me.
I'm gonna pretty much throw it, but I'm gonna slide it along the ground towards that desk.
Bold move. Roll plus body.
Oh, here we go. 10.
All right, you basically leap across the hallway and huck this thing underhanded as hard as you can down that hallway. And then as you land on the other side, you put your arms upside your head, just kind of like bracing for impact. Poppy, I imagine you do the same.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck.
Beep, beep, beep. He fires his pistol and doesn't realize, or he fires his rifle as you're jumping by. It misses you.
So he doesn't realize what?
Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, sorry. He fires his rifle as you're jumping by, Little Smack. Doesn't realize exactly what you had just thrown. until he looks down at the base of the desk. Go ahead and read off how much damage C4 does, and
Wow.
it's
C4. Well, damage 10. Remote area loud messy breach.
so.
Oh.
The lights in this area instantly shudder as the power is now dead. Mumbles, your computer is now off. The area just shudders. Everything is
shit.
black. Everything is dark. More like deathly screams are heard downstairs and trampling wild as you're standing there holding this body. People are just bumping, poof, poof, running past you, stampeding out of this club.
It is important in times like these not to panic, I say, as I'm holding a body by the spinal cord.
Yeah, you're holding this body like a tower shield in front of you as you continually try to dig through the meat and hold that spinal cord a little bit better. Yeah, this entire area is dark. You're not sure how far away the power is. You can't tell, or how far away the power is out, but you know you have made one hell of a commotion. You can see daylight on the other side of what you just did, as you blew a hole through the side of the building.
I hate
Excellent.
you so much.
What? Why? That worked.
Do you see that there's no lights on? Do you know?
There's light coming
Mumbles-
through the building, and there's a hole in the side of the building. Now we can see.
As you're saying this, you hear "Krrr, krrr." You heard a metallic snapping noise from the far side of the hallway.
I'm looking down. Do I see anything if I look down?
It's still dark in here, and now it's incredibly smoky. You're also having a hard time breathing as you're trying to get a semblance of what's happening from the end of the hallway where you remember seeing these two metal double doors. You hear...
What was that?
It sounded like something snapping.
Yeah, the final sound sounded like crushing metal and chunky debris.
Did that sound originate from anywhere on my level?
As you're walking, as you're trying to walk further in, you hear this from upstairs, down towards the back of this club.
Oh, shit.
You walk upstairs. You basically drop your tower shield and wander up to see what's going on. Mumbles, by this point, you've wandered over as well. The best you can guess is, as the building begins to kind of shake from this unlevel position, that elevator came crashing down.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah!
I'm so happy.
Shit.
Right?
From outside, you begin to hear shudder, 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 shudder. The sound of helicopters, and the distant sound of sirens. As you look out this hole in the 10-story building, you just so happen to be on the side that you parked your van. But you're 10 floors up.
My God.
And this hole in the side of the building is, I'd say,
Is it
fucking
wild
massive.
size?
It's bigger than wild. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It has a radius of 10 meters.
So what do we do? The sirens are coming. What do we do, boss?
Van.
Okay, well, Wild's downstairs. Someone needs to go tell him. I'll go. To the van.
Wild's made it up to you. Up to you guys by now.
Yeah, I've been... What the fuck happened?
Just, someone had to step up, Matt. Anyways, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get down. We're 10 flights up. How do we... Oh, shit. I look outside. Is there any way to shimmy down the side of this damn building?
What about the mission?
Well, I mean, the cops are
think-
coming, so...
I think we have more pressing matters to deal with now. Like being caught by the government we're trying to work for.
Well, if we're working for them, then what do we have to worry about?
The general public
I'm gonna go get
seeing-
some proof that our job is done. I'm gonna go see about that elevator.
Okay, Wild, go ahead. You walk over to the metallic double doors. Go ahead and roll plus body to pry this security elevator open.
Can Can I cut it open with my plasma cutter?
Absolutely. So you take some time. While everybody else, you're doing this while everybody else is trying to figure out what's going on, or how to get out of here.
I'll be there in a second. I ain't so good with the thinky. I do with the doey.
As you look up the building, debris starts to kind of crack down the side. There is a large fissure going up the building for about like 3 or 4 floors. And a similar fissure going downwards about 3 or 4 floors.
I'm gonna look around. Are there any other secret passages that might lead us out a different way?
There is at the opposite side of the hallway. You didn't really get a good look at it, so you're not really sure what's down that way, but it could be something.
I'm gonna go try that door then.
All right, you make it down that side. It's dark in here as you're working your way through. You open the door at the end, and you find yourself in a private bathroom.
In a bathroom?
Yes. Meanwhile, Wild, you have cut through the elevator, and you see a big, meaty hand sticking out from the wreckage with the big gold ring with a clown on it. He's got a big, meaty catcher's hand, like a Big Show hand.
As a where would I know that ring as like a big shot of these chuckle fucks?
You would know this ring is one of the calling signs of Gustavo Pagliacci, the head of the Chortles.
Sweet. Hey, Gus. I know that's not your name, but you're dead, probably, so I don't give a fuck. I'm taking this because we had a job to do. No hard feelings, right, Bubby? Right. And I'll cut his arm off.
You begin to cut through the sinew of his wrist as it begins to flex and try to pull back. His body is trapped under debris, but he is alive. Go ahead and roll plus body real quick.
Okay. 9.
It's not a quick job, but it's not a clean job.
Oh no.
But you cut this man's hand off. You don't get the whole hand. You started at the wrist, and he just starts jerking away. You just take the finger.
Yeah. Oh, just an artery just like squirts blood in my eye. Ah, God. All right.
Well, luckily, since it's a plasma torch, he's not bleeding. You've cauterized it. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you! I'm gonna fucking kill whoever you are! Get out of the fire!
Oh, shut up. You big baby.
So how are you getting out of here?
Are there any lights on any other parts of the building that we can see?
Nope. Not that you can see.
I'm gonna come back over. Can I question Gustavo?
You can try?
I don't like those
emergency
odds.
workers are getting closer and closer now, though.
Yeah, we
He's
need.
buried under the rubble and in a lot of pain. I hold up his arm.
Yeah, I'd say we gotta go get out of here. Probably the stairwell is the safest bet.
Good thinking.
Although we'll probably get emergency workers unless we want to go the unsafe route and try to climb down to the fissure.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Poppy is still bleeding very badly. You're
Little help, Mumbles.
yeah. The amount of pain you're in is you're on the verge of unconsciousness. You keep fading in and out.
Mumbles, a little help, please. Loss of blood. Help.
I will use my field medic ability.
Alright.
Let's see.
Field
It
medic.
is
Go ahead and
smarts.
read what field medic does for you.
When you attempt to heal an organic target, roll smarts. Roll plus smarts. On 10 plus, target heals for 2 damage. On a result of 7 to 9, it rolls a 1, and on a roll of below 6, they take a damage.
Oh,
All right.
fuck.
So go ahead and roll plus smarts.
Oh no.
You're gonna be fine.
I believe in you.
Oh, thank God.
For some reason, it hasn't popped up on this.
I rolled a
Oh
9.
yeah. Oh yeah. So that's 2.
All right, you heal 1. He basically stops the bleeding, and you get 1. You can take 1 damage off of your HP. You are healed for 1 health.
Well, better than nothing. Thanks again.
Mumbles gives a smile, and he is heading down towards to try to get to the stairwell.
Yeah, start running with. I'm guessing everybody joins him, or is anybody going to attempt to scale the building?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm not hearing any complaints, so everybody runs with them. Go ahead and roll plus. I'm going to say charm to attempt to blend in with the crowd that is also fleeing for their lives.
Okay.
I'll just shove this hand in my pocket.
6, 7, 8. 8.
Oh,
9.
plus my charm, huh?
Yeah,
Let
plus
me
your
take a look
charm.
at that.
Oh, thank God I have +2 on that bad boy. 12!
Hey!
Ignore the smoky
Here
boy.
I go. 3.
You're wandering down. Your hand is absolutely caked in blood. Not your body. Your hand is caked in blood. Nobody else has stopped. Nobody else has stopped, but people, like, the enforcement agencies are like, hey, no, you're staying here. Stop moving, sir. Stop moving, as everybody else blends in and wanders away.
I nicked my shoulder. It's coming down on my augment. Hey, forget about it.
Can I interact with them and be like, oh no, he's helping. I'm bleeding. So he was just
Yes,
helping me
actually,
out.
with that explanation, give me a charm roll.
Okay. 9, 10, 11.
They buy. It's like, oh, God. The emergency workers just brush past you. Stay out of trouble. Get to safety. As they run back
I'm
in.
trying to get my girlfriend out of here. Hey, you fucking schmucks.
The same dude that you ran into downstairs, Lil Smack, sees you, just shakes his damn head and keeps running.
Keep walking.
I swear to God, little smack, you don't. Just shut up and run.
Okay, mate. Yeah. No, I know. Let's get to the car. Let's get to my vehicle.
Is now a bad time to say that Gustavo's still alive in there?
He's what?
Yeah.
You make it
That's
down.
probably the last we saw him.
You make it
Well, I
down
did-
all the flights
you know-
of stairs. Sorry.
He might be bleeding out, so
What do you mean he might be bleeding out? Why would he be bleeding out?
I pull out the hand.
What?
You actually only got one of the fingers with your roll. You got the finger with the ring on it.
Well, maybe I nicked an artery or something. I don't know, but hey, I sort of start poking. I start poking smacks in the forehead with this stump of a finger. Just. Whoop, whoop.
It's like a meaty Vienna sausage. This finger.
Are you fucking kidding me? We don't have time for
No.
this. We need to go. We need to go now.
All right,
All
you
right.
guys make it down. Luckily, the van has been for the most part untouched. After you threatened that kid, they fucked off. And you see a black SUV pull around the corner from where you guys are. They rev their engine as 3 guys with machine guns pop out the side and start to take aim at you as you hop in the car for a getaway.
Oh,
Oh no.
I will grab a hold of the doors leading to the minigun. I'll bust them open with both of my hands. I'll waggle the finger at these guys, put it back in my pocket, and grab the minigun.
They start driving. Lil Smack, you rev that engine.
Hell yeah.
Peel out and start driving as you are pursued by this SUV, this armored SUV. Lil Smack, go ahead and make me either a wits or a body roll to outdrive these motherfuckers.
We're gonna go with body because that's the best one. Because I got lightning fast reflexes, you know. Oh, man, you're just. I'm really killing Caitlin slowly with this, aren't I?
Oh, God.
Gods above. 11!
You peel out into the intersection, you Tokyo drift your way in between 3 cars that continue to drive with traffic. They all stop at the intersection, which slows down this car getting out there. You drive down, start braking it for the freeway.
Yeah.
Down the ways behind you, this black SUV pulls up and is now flanked by 2 other SUVs. As traffic begins to divert away, they are smacking cars left and right out of their way. Go ahead and, as they begin to pull up on you guys, meanwhile, I'm guessing Mumbles is attending to your wounds a bit.
He looks away from Poppy for just a second as the cars are driving up. He reaches into a pocket. He grabs an arc grenade and tosses it out the back towards the cars. And then he just keeps on tending to Poppy.
All right, you absent-mindedly just pull the pin on an arc grenade with your teeth as you're like trying to hold a piece of gauze in place. Throw it over your shoulder as it tinks down the street. Go ahead and roll plus body to see if you hit a van.
8.
All right, the cars begin to open fire on each of you, and it begins to open fire on your car. Which, by the way, I should have given you the stats of. The car itself has 50 armor.
Mm-hmm.
And when that armor goes, whatever the last damage that finishes it does, like whatever over the remaining damage, you guys will each take split as the car crashes. Just to let you know what the stakes are.
Great.
But the grenade lands under one of the vans and a massive electro field, and this van swerves left and right and slows down a lot as its internal electronics. You've basically killed the battery of that car. So now you only have 2 vans.
2 to go.
The car, by the way, took... sorry, let me go back to this. 9 points of damage from that altercation.
Okay.
Now, this minigun that you have on the van, this chain gun, I should say, this turret, is a bit stronger than the minigun that I gave you in the gear. It does 10. It does 10 damage, and it is a breach weapon. It is as strong as C4, in theory.
All right. I'm gonna try to aim for one of the van's sort of engine blocks. Let's see if we can hit a gas line.
All right, you aim for the SUV. Go ahead and roll plus body.
There's something so great being on the end of a chain gun.
That's gonna be a 7.
As you open fire again, you definitely peel it straight into the engine block. The thing begins to sputter smoke and slow down significantly as the guys on the inside continue to try to open fire. Little Smack, go ahead and roll plus, go ahead and give me a drive roll, which is plus body or wits.
Okay. I'll do that right now. So it's just plus wits?
Or plus body, whichever you
Plus
choose.
body every time. 9!
All right, you only take half damage from this as you are swerving to the left. This would be 6 damage. Does your driver perk also gives you another ability, doesn't it?
Let me double check. I do not know if that is true.
I'm pretty sure it does. I wrote it.
Let me choose roll. Oh, it has +1 shield for me. Plus
All right, so your car only takes 5 damage.
So it's
Okay.
down to
9.
36.
Well, let's see. The first one was 9, which should have been reduced to 8 plus 5, so it should be 37, I think.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, your wound has been dressed a bit.
So I'm at 2 health? Or I get, like, 1 health back, or what?
Yeah, you can take an additional health back as you are continually healed by the good doctor. Good Dr. Mumbles.
I will throw C4 out of the car at the last van.
All right, yeah, this can be either remotely detonated or time detonated.
I will remote detonate.
All right, so you ball this thing up into a nice little shape, and you just huck it at the which SUV's windshield, the damaged one or the undamaged one?
Undamaged.
All right.
Is the damaged one is nearby, right?
Yeah, it's starting to slow down,
Okay.
but it's still
so
within
yeah,
range.
Undamaged one is the one I'll be aiming for then.
All right, go ahead.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. And
Go ahead and
here's
roll
a
plus.
present. Fuck my life.
As you begin to throw it, you go over a speed bump and it stumbles out of your hand and onto the ground. Luckily, you do not lose it, but you definitely don't want to detonate it where it stands.
Yes.
As the cars begin to open fire again, this time since it was an automatic failure for the attack roll rather than a moderate success, they just automatically take their 6 damage reduced to 5. Your car is now at 32 armor.
Okay.
All right, back up the list. Whoever would like to go first. We got Chain Gun with Wild. We have Mumbles, who has God knows what. And then we have Poppy, who is scrambling to re-pick up the plastic explosive at her feet.
This is not my day.
Lenny, I'll go ahead and I'll activate Patch Job.
All right.
If something becomes damaged while it's in the field, you may attempt to patch it up. Rolls have a roll plus smarts. Result of 10 or higher, you restore 2 armor to an object. On 7 and 9, you restore 1. On 6 or less, you deal 1 damage.
Good deal. Go ahead and attempt to patch the back gate of the van.
11.
Yeah.
All right. You restore 2 armor to the van. By the way, Little Smack, you also have the ability to attack with the car if you so choose.
I mean, am I shooting behind with my gun, essentially, or am I ramming one of them with the vehicle?
You would be using the vehicle as a weapon.
Then I shall do just that.
All right, go ahead and roll plus body for your drive check.
8?
All right, you immediately slow down, like you crank the brakes and attempt to like fishtail whip one of the cars. You do so, but the van also loses 4 hit points in the process. So as Mumbles just like stands back and looks at the work, the car slows down, slams in, and then there goes one of the doors in the bumper, careening down the highway. Which car did you want to hit, the damaged one or the undamaged one? By the way.
I'm gonna hit the damaged car.
All right, as you smack it, it begins to like fishtail, spin. It starts to topple and flip and roll as you begin to drive off again as the other one that opened fire on you did the remaining damage.
Woo!
All right.
Hooray!
Chain Gun or Poppy?
I'll try that again.
All right. You wind up for the pitch.
And... Ha!
Hey.
You slam it square into the center of the driver's side of the windshield as he's driving.
And I smile, and I wave, and I detonate. Goodbye.
By destroying the driver's side and the driver, that van is out of commission. As you begin to blaze a trail off the highway and back to Mumbles' motor garage and clinic. Inside, you find Scrap sleeping on the couch. You deliver the debrief of the mission you went on, and you are now officially the MCO company of Neon Vista.
Yeah.
Woo!
Finally.
And thus ends, I don't know, I'll just call it Bad Company. I don't know. What would you got? What would you name this
Oh god.
mercenary group of yours?
An accident.
No, that's you as a person. What would your character call it?
Oh shit.
Wow.
What? Oh!
Oh,
What's up?
Can I tase him?
yes.
What's
Okay.
up, Nick?
This is, and we freeze frame as Poppy tases.
Little.
I'm holding them down.
I'm just gonna call
What's
it.
the point of having C4 if you can't? You won't use it.
I'm just gonna call it Mumbles Marauders.
Yeah. Yeah.